draft. Of course, right now, the Combine is going on this week, so it is an ideal time for Mel to drop his latest mock draft. It is, of course, on ESPN.com. Mel was on this morning with the fellas. The thing I would point out that I found particularly interesting, first of all, is that he how would I put it? To suggest that Caleb Downs at number 2 would be the ideal pick for the Jets because they didn't have an interception last year. I understand the thought process behind it.
No.
I don't know that I can fully embrace drafting a safety at number 2 overall in the draft unless, am I wrong to say, that safety would have to be better than Kyle Hamilton to consider that?
Yeah, remember, Kyle Hamilton is dropped in the draft, right? So what safety, Derwin James, is Derwin James probably, who's the highest safety to go? Because Ed Reed was in the 20s. Troy Polamalu was, in the teens. I can't think of a safety that came out that's just not a position in which you put that much value into, especially not at 2. If they were going to go for Caleb Downs, I would suggest that they drop down maybe to 5 or 6. And I think Caleb would still be available around there. They still get the player. I'm not taking safety with number 2. For me, this team has had mixed success with safeties. I think, everybody loved what Kerry Rhodes was, but I don't think Kerry Rhodes was a first-round draft pick. I think he was a second-round draft pick.
I believe that's correct.
And, you think about Aaron Pryor. He didn't hit one base hit when he was here. You know what I mean? You think about, Jamal Adams. He was good.
He was the 5th overall pick.
Right, he was good, but I don't know if you look at it again, would you think that positional worth is worth that?
I think we would all agree that when the Jets made that trade, they maximized the value and the return for him.
Absolutely, and that's because he proved what he could be and what he could do as a blitzing, basically extended linebacker, in-box safety.
Which is what he's playing now, still in the league, to his credit, but it's mostly against the run, right?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been relevant. I think Seattle would say that they made a mistake with that draft.
Yes.
So I think positional value, I can't see that, not at 2. At 2, I need a position that is highly expensive and highly important. And not to say that safeties aren't important because you realize, that you don't have good safeties, when you lose them. But I think you can find some safeties in free agency. I think you stick with Arvell Reese or you stick with a guy, if you say, I'm not paying that for an inside linebacker, or what is he? Is he a pass rusher? Is he Michael Parsons, who can start beginning his career as middle linebacker, then we transition him and teach him how to rush the passer with his body, his size, and his length at 6'4"? And can he be the replacement, especially if you decide to go to a 3-4? Now, if you go with 3-4, Arvell Reese, he's going to be my Sam linebacker, my Will linebacker all day. The problem is you already have that, but Will McDonald can stand up and Jermaine Johnson can stand up and play a 3-4, but the majority of the time you're going to be inside. Do you go Ruben Bain? Ruben Bain gives you scheme flexibility. If you decide to go to a 3-4, he can rush on the outside if you're in your nickel package, but he can slide inside and basically be John Franklin Myers, because he's like 280. He's more of a traditional elephant type of DeMarcus Ware, Reggie White. Not Reggie White. Reggie White was 305. But he can be like that elephant end. They talk about his short arms. None of that matters to me when he's fighting somebody else with short arms. If he's a 3 technique, he's fighting guards who traditionally have short arms as well. So they can have a T-Rex fight all they want. So Ruben Baines is a guy that's, to me, it all depends, and everything's predicated on what they decide to do in the draft, in free agency.
Yeah.
Because if you're able to get some studs, and this is when we're going to see, the type of connections. We didn't see it last year. We're going to see what kind of connections that Aaron Glenn has and friendships that he has, because it's going to be teams. You're going to need some of those friends and people that you coached before with the Lions, or some of the players that you coached when you were in New Orleans, whether you're bringing in an old, wily veteran like Cameron Jordan, who we know wants to be in the media so bad. What better place to come up here and have a brief stint up here in New York so he can slide right into the television station, right next year. But that's somebody that Aaron Glenn had. Can he come in and can he teach Jermaine Johnson or those guys how to play the defensive end / outside linebacker type of role? Or do you go with a guy like Angeloni and say, we don't need Arvell Reese, we'll go with a guy like Bailey because a guy like a guy like Angeloni can be our physical inside linebacker.
So here's what I'm curious about. Bailey's the one that makes it interesting for me. We know how good the Jets are at the position already, but you said something to me off the air this morning in our meeting that really kind of resonated. And I think Caleb Downs is a terrific player. But you have a chance, if you want to look at Jermaine Johnson, you have Will McDonald, but then draft somebody like David Bailey, and as you put it, keep the expensive position cheap. Keep the expensive position cheap. Now, Jermaine Johnson's been in the league for 4 years, okay? He's got, I think, 13 and a half sacks.
Yep.
Right? Will McDonald is going into year 4, and he's got 21 and a half sacks. But what's the problem with Will McDonald? They come in bunches.
Yeah, and he's got to play the run better.
Like you go look back at 2024, had 10 and a half sacks, right? He had 5 in the first 3 weeks and 5 in 2 games, basically, in weeks 2 and 3. So, and then down the stretch of that season, didn't do anything, really. Had a half a sack the rest of the way. So my point is simply this. Is it more tempting to draft the more expensive position and then potentially trade away somebody like Jermaine Johnson or McDonald if you feel like you can maximize their value? Listen, what does Will McDonald fetch right now? Because he's on his 5th-year option coming up.
A third.
A third-round pick for a guy that's had 21 and a half sacks his first 4 years.
Well, you have to understand he was injured, and you also have to understand that he plays on a team that's never ahead.
Yep.
So, like, you put him on a team. Like, look at what happened with Owe. He left the Ravens and got 8 sacks. That was more sacks than he's had combined.
I apologize. McDonald on the 4th year, Jermaine Johnson
correct.
has played 4 years.
I took it that you were saying Jermaine Johnson was going into his 5th year, and
Jermaine is going into his 5th year. That's what I meant.
They picked up his option.
Right. So Jermaine's played 47 games. He obviously only played 2 games in 2024.
Correct.
And then McDonald, but here's my point. McDonald has pretty much played. I mean, he's missed a couple of games here and there, but he's pretty much played. So who do you value more in terms of keeping versus trading away, what they're eventually going to cost you, and then do you then continue to think about? We saw the Giants do this when they were highly successful in the mid-2000s of continuing to draft at that high-value position.
Well, they did it. They did it last year. I mean, they did it with Carter when they already have Thibodeau, who's basically in the same position that Jermaine Johnson was in. They're in the same position. And you already have Brian Burns, who's playing at a high level, who's your steady guy. So they're trying to find a steady guy. But remember, Burns is a guy that's making a lot of money. So I mean, if I'm the Jets, also, if I'm going Arvell, see, this is why Arvell Reese because maybe you can get a guy like Bradley Chubb on the cheap. You know what I mean? So like it is so fluid how you build your team. You have contingency plans, points of emphasis, of where you want to allocate resources, because the Jets do have resources that they can allocate. And it starts with what they're going to do with Breece Hall, and it starts with what they're going to do with Vera Tucker to talk about who's going to be available to be able to get. Like when I talk about people that, you say, hey, well, let's see who really Aaron Glenn has connections with. Mm-hmm. Right, so I'm looking at a guy like, if I need a wily safety that's a playmaker, he's a bit of a Tasmanian devil. He's wore his welcome out, but he goes there, he does his job, he plays at a high level, brings a lot of energy. Charles Gardner-Johnson, I think, is going to get let go from Houston again. He was on a 1 year, he got picked up. Do you decide to go get a guy like that to be like your playmaking guy, because he is a playmaker? Now he's a headache, and he's a guy that can drive you crazy, but why not? And then decide, or the player that the guy that was there with the Giants, with the Ravens last year, Angeloni. Mm-hmm. Is Angeloni? No, it's not Angeloni.
Not with the Ravens.
Yeah, the safety that they traded Owe for, and they got from this. He'll come to me. You have do you go there, or do you go with? So this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to figure out like who they need to bring in a secondary pass rusher guy. Because,
Gilman, Aloha Gilman.
Yeah, Aloha Gilman. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so many interesting linebackers available and linemen available. Do you go safety? Like to your point when we talked about after the season, do you go with a guy like Cameron Curl?
I think he's a good player at that position, and that's kind of my point. I would rather go and find those guys at safety. Like, do I ever look at a safety, unless they're Ed Reed or
Troy
Polamalu, and say that's a game-wrecking type player?
Exactly. Or Derwin James. There's no Derwin James. Like,
Is Derwin James on the level of those other two? Maybe a Polamalu, but he always had the injury problem.
No, but he's considered he makes All-Pro and Pro Ball every year. He's slightly under there. Like Buda Baker and
at his best, yeah.
Yeah, they're like slightly behind. Now like Kirby and the two safeties for the Lions are like two of the premium guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But do they go get a guy like DJ Reader, right? 32 years old, so depending on how they decide to kind of spend their money in free agency is going to determine what's the best combinations. You need the best combinations of players to be able to survive in this league and be able to build out your team the right way.
I'm at the point now where the Jets have all these picks, and I have to absolutely guarantee that aside from the quarterback situation, that I maximize who these players turn out to be.
Yes.
And so for me, if that's the chance to draft somebody at the premium position as opposed to, and I'm going to reserve judgment on whether Reese is Reese, would you call Reese a premium position? Between middle linebacker and pass rush?
For the Jets, I think he will be because they need a big, rangy, heavy-handed linebacker.
Okay, so you don't get bothered by the lack of sacks later in the year.
No, see, I don't do that because he played middle linebacker too. Him and
Right.
Sonny Styles are mini linebackers. So if he's playing in the box and he's rushing occasionally, how many opportunities do he really have to get sacks?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the difference because he's listed as a middle linebacker.
I think it's too easy for us to sit here and say 3 years from now, and I'm not using second guessing as a reason, okay? Mm-hmm. But it's too easy for us to sit here 3 years from now and say, oh my God, I can't believe they took a safety back then with the second overall pick. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, oh my God, I can't believe they took a pass rusher. Like people won't, if the pass rusher doesn't pan out, it's not like everybody didn't think that guy was going to be a great player if he's drafted at number 2. And it's at the premium position. And it allows you to get another asset for one of the other guys you have at that spot and then do other things. Like, to me, it's a safer way to go when I can't justify taking a quarterback at number 2, that I need to get the best player at the best position there, not just the best player. Like, I feel like if Downs is just the best player, it's not at a great position for them.
Right.
And, you know what I mean?
Effective position, yeah. And also when you look at it, a guy like that would be solid at that position is like a Reed Blankenship. He's
I want somebody who's solid back there, Bart. I want somebody who knows what they're doing.
You're supposed to be able to handle all the other stuff with your corners. You want some interceptions, get to the passer, get to the passer.
I think about this for a second. Tell me if I'm wrong in thinking this way, because when the Ravens drafted Kyle Hamilton, the Ravens were already in a place defensively where you could justify drafting a high-end player at safety in the first round.
Correct. And remember,
the Jets are not at that place.
And they were picking late, right, for a reason.
Yeah.
Because of that. They had Meaty BK. They got Travis Jones. They had Oweh, who was a first-round draft pick. They had just drafted a Jobu, who was a first-round pass rusher. So they had spent 2 first-round draft picks on outside guys. Meaty BK was a guy that was coming into his own. Travis Jones was a second-round draft pick from Connecticut, right? They had traded for Roquan Smith. They had already had Marlon Humphreys on the outside. They had, they eventually traded for Wiggins or had Wiggins in there. They still had corners. So they needed the safety. And remember, also, they brought him in when they had Marcus Williams. They just gave him a big contract from New Orleans.
Yeah.
So like
they had enough equity where they could do all these things. The Jets don't.
And they took a chance on a guy who was considered a top 10 pick that fell out of the top 10. That's what it was.
From a talent standpoint, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody thought
he ran a 4.6. So everybody think, but he was tall and rangy. So listen, Muji has impressed with the war chest that he was able to build up. Now he has impressed with making sure that he hits on every one of those picks, that he gave up. He gave up two good players, considered two franchise players.
Yep.
Now you got to replace them and hit on them, and they don't have to be who those guys are now. They just need to be trending in that right direction because we're going to say, hey, they don't cost anything. We don't have to address it for 5 years.
A couple of things. Some of the people chiming in on the live chat, one correcting us, and I apologize that I was wrong on this, that Kerry Rhodes was actually a fourth, not even a second.
No.
But it is this coming from
Makes
Jose
the
in
point
Brooklyn.
even more.
It does point out, like, it feels like almost kind of the offensive line, the interior offensive line of the defense. I can find safeties a little bit later. I can find guys a little bit later if I need to.
Yeah, because you know that it's only going to be one or two there, so the difference between the top safety and the third or fourth safety is going to be about the same.
Point is, I just think that if the Jets are in a position that they are, you have to draft the best player at the best position as opposed to just the best player. Like, he might be the best player. Reese might be the best player. But if David Bailey is the best pass rusher, that's what I'm doing. Because it's all about everything else that I can do with that when I can't get the quarterback.
I mean, it also depends, though. You spent 2 first-round draft picks. You don't want to be that team that your first-round draft picks you don't re-sign. So if Jermaine Johnson shows you, hey, listen, we good here. I'm
well, that's why they made it's funny because that's why they re-signed Sauce last year, right? And the same thing with Wilson is they wanted that reputation.
Yeah. So, I mean, you let in a first-rounder walk away in top 10. I mean, a top 15 first-rounder, too. Walk away and saying he's not even going to get a second contract. It's saying a whole lot, too. I think Jermaine Johnson is a tremendous all-around player. Now, I think he really suffered. Remember, because he came back and he looked awesome against the Steelers. He looked awesome the second game, but then he hurt himself, remember? He hurt himself coming off of the injury. He hurt the other ankle doing something else. So, I mean, that makes you think that maybe I think he's a lot better than what we saw last year. And so you get the 3-man rotation, and you're not in a hurry to get rid of any of them. Like, I don't think the Giants are in a huge rush to get rid of Thibodeau, especially if Jermaine Johnson only plays halfway decent, say he gets 8 sacks. You don't have to pay him crazy money because he didn't give you crazy productivity. Mm-hmm. And, his market value is going to say what he is. But then if he does have a bad season or gets hurt, you feel like you can walk away from him or you can tag him. See, that's the beauty. You can tag him. If he balls out, just tag him.
A couple of things that we've got to get to. Number one, a very promising update coming from Joe Schoen. A very promising update coming from Joe Schoen. Eitan Tomlinson, Bart. It's obvious the Jets don't listen to Bart or they'd be much better. Mm-hmm. We got to get you in the room. I want you in the war room.
They should ask my opinion.
They should. Have you ever gotten asked your opinion on any of it?
Yeah, by Woody.
By Woody. Okay. At least by the owner.
Well, Woody got to say, hey, Bart's coming in. He's going to monitor what we think.
We are just getting started. 800-919-3776. So Mel Kiper Jr. has the Jets taking Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State, with the 2nd overall pick in a mock draft that came down this morning. What are you thinking about when you hear that? And should the Jets be thinking a lot more about pass rush? And even though they could overload at the position, create so many more options. And then a very interesting scenario at number 16 that we have to get into there too. Promising update coming on the Giants. We had a little issue with our YouTube channel, but it is up and running, and you can see the two of us right now. You're welcome. Who wouldn't want to? And leave your comments there as well at 800-919-3776, the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Go there, subscribe, and comment where you're just getting started. Combine in full swing. Knicks Cavs tonight. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
Couple of things on the Bell Parkway westbound by Lefferts Boulevard. An accident, one lane is blocked, and by Pennsylvania Avenue, at least one lane is closed with a crash. At New City, the Palisades Parkway southbound by exit 11, an accident blocking the left lane. 287, the ramps to the Sprainbrook, partial road collapse closing that ramp. 287 east and westbound at the Sprainbrook, and the Bronx River Parkway at Eastchester at Harney Road, accident blocking one lane. Taconic southbound at 134, broken down car in the right lane. Long Island Railroad is back today, but limited service still because of the weather on the Ronkonkoma branch. Still digging out to do on Long Island and along the Jersey Shore, so locally just take it easy there. Otherwise, all the main roads are down to the blacktop. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA Futures let you lock in your pick for who you think will go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit one entry for Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 2.5 S Select all-wheel drive for $219 for 33 months. Or buy with 1.9% APR financing for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN TN466016. MSRP $32,010. Zero security deposit. APR $28.60 per month for $1,000 finance. Ends 3/2/26.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Be part of it isn't just a slogan. 2026 season tickets are on sale now, and this is your chance to join the tradition and legacy of the New York Yankees. Purchase a plan and enjoy the best seat locations, significant savings, and flexible payment options. Plans start at just 9 games. Log on to Yankees.com, call 212-YANKEES, or email season tickets at Yankees.com. For 2026 Yankees season tickets, email seasontickets@yankees.com today.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your six figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year one needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
How many interceptions you guys have last year? 20, 22 as a team? What did you have? I think 0 was the number I saw last time I checked in a pass-happy league. That's ridiculously disgusting.
That's rough. Ridiculously disgusting. I mean, accurate, but rough. I just don't know that I can continue to suggest that taking a safety that high at number 2 is the best reason to do it because they didn't have the best reason to do it is because they didn't have an interception last year.
Yeah, that makes no sense. There's a lot of factors involved in not getting an interception. The ones that they dropped, but also the fact that they were always behind. So teams were running the football, so less opportunities. And the fact that, they were playing musical chairs at the cornerback position. And, how many injuries they had at the position as well. I mean, they traded Sauce. They traded Michael Carter. The nickel that they brought in from Tennessee, he ended up not finishing the last 5 games. He was playing at a high level. And they were pretty much the replacement players. No interior pass rush because you traded your best defensive lineman in Quentin Williams.
A couple of guys checking in on the chat over on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, Bart. Jets need an on-field general, and Caleb Downsey is it. That's from Road Dog.
A general is just communicating. You can get that from Blankenship, who did it for a Super Bowl winning team, who's just a solid guy that's going to get lined up. Caleb Downs is outstanding, but I think that's a luxury position. You can address that. Geno Stone, it's other guys that you can get. That you can say, hey, and listen, just because, remember, the Jets basically have 3 first-round draft picks. I wouldn't be mad at them if they take Arvell Reese, but then the second pick is a wide receiver, whichever one falls, to help Garrett Wilson out.
According to Mel, it's not going to be Mikal Lemon. He's got him all the way in the top 10 now.
Well, I mean, but you get. You get one at 16.
See Mikal Lemon be a Jet. I think he'd be perfect for opposite Garrett Wilson.
I mean, you got Boston, and after the combine come out, you'll start ranking these guys as well. And I think they need that. They have to, because to go get a receiver in free agency is just too expensive. You're talking these guys are making $35 million now, right? You got one already making $32 million now. So wouldn't you rather just allocate $50 million towards your receiver position when you think about what you're going to pay, I Mitchell, Mechie, and then go draft you one that's going to be the next one in case Garrett Wilson gets some slippage, so you have your Puka Nacua that can replace your Cooper Kupp, or your Njigba that can replace your DK Metcalf.
So the Jets are 3rd or 4th right now in salary cap space for this offseason.
It's going to really go up next year. It's really going to jump up next year because they're paying Sauce. Next year, Sauce, 2027, Sauce, Rodgers, and I believe Michael Carter falls off of the books.
So with that being the case, do you then – I mean, boy, think about this. The Jets, of the money that's being spent this year, of the money on their cap – they have the liabilities at let's see here. Total cap liability is $248. $91 million in dead cap number that's coming on this year.
It's okay because the cap's going up, so it's okay.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying this year they still have a ton of room. Yet yet $91 million is against their cap this season. That's dead money. That's completely dead money. Between Rodgers, Gardner, Quinnen Williams at 9.8, C.J. Mosley at 7.7.
Damn, C.J. Mosley's still on the books
for next year, yeah. And then Carter at 7, 6.8. Quincy Williams at nearly 5. Alan Lazard at 4.3. Woof.
Wow.
Woof. That's rough. Thanks, Aaron. We should count that toward Aaron. So Aaron's not $35 million. Aaron's $40 million.
Exactly.
800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. Let's hit the calls on the Jets draft. Here is David and Elizabeth to start us off on ESPN New York. What's up, D? How you doing?
What's going on from Laurie? What's up, John? I'm good. Yeah, I apologize, gentlemen. Yeah, you know how staff members fly around here. But yeah, I just want to say this. Bart, who do you think is the best? Well, you as well, Chef. Who do you think is the better? Do you think it's Downs or is it Bain? Because it's like, what do we really need? Because, you know.
Downs or who?
Is it Downs or is it Bain? Like, who is the better player you think they should draft? And also, like.
Well, you have to ask
real quick, I apologize. Go ahead.
You have to ask yourself, is Bain a DN and what system are you playing? Because you talk about the short arms, you know, but he does have the flexibility to basically be Franklin Myers, right? Franklin Myers is the guy that, remember, rushed on the outside but moved inside when, you went with your NASCAR package because he is 280 pounds. So if you're playing that 3-4 or 4-3 or some type of NASCAR package, he's the guy you can put over the guard at 280 because he can anchor if they decide to run the ball out of it.
Nice. So that means that you probably would have went with Bain. But I just want to say this for you guys. Let me go, though. Would you guys be big on Kirk Cousins, or we're just going to, keep stirring the pot?
So I'm glad that you brought that up, and thanks for the call, D. So Kirk Cousins, they pretty much can confirm this morning, the Atlanta GM confirmed this morning, that as soon as the league year starts, which is March 11th, he's getting cut.
Okay.
Because
so he's
of how
free
they
to, so
restructured the deal.
Yeah, so he's free to sign anywhere.
Yes. So he would be free to sign anywhere. I'm wondering how you feel about that possibility when there's, I don't know how Malik Willis is going to feel about where he wants to go. Because it feels like, there are some places that are rating the overall free agents that are putting Malik Willis at like number 1 and 2 overall for this offseason. So, are people going to be lining up to go get him? It kind of feels like that might be the case.
Yeah,
so do you want to navigate with Kirk Cousins?
It depends. Kirk Cousins can't be coming in here like, look, Kirk Cousins, you already robbed the bank 3 times.
Yeah.
Like,
you've used us twice.
Right. You talk about dead cap money. How much do they still have to pay Kirk Cousins in Atlanta? That's what you have to ask yourself, because then that gives you the real number. Like, the Steelers could – and I can see Kirk Cousins really going back if they are paying his money to Minnesota. Correct.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you not want to win a championship? If you get to you get to go back and throw to your boys, and you get to come back and be the hero. Your wife loved living in Minnesota. Remember what the knock has been. His wife doesn't like the fast living of New York. Like, she don't realize that Jersey and Long Island is another country.
Right.
But I don't think you have a shot at Kirk. I think it's either Kyler Murray or nothing.
Really?
You're not going to bring in Marcus Mariota. You're not going to bring Marcus Mariota, or it's going to be Brissett.
What do you think Willis gets?
35.
For how long? 3?
For 2. I think they'll give him a 2 year. Give him a 2 year prove it deal.
Yeah.
Justin Fields got what?
He got 40 over 2?
Correct.
Something like that.
He got 40 guaranteed.
Yeah. Got 40 over 2, so they're going to have Fields money against him, and the dead money too if they cut him, which they're certainly going to. Cousins, the way they even structured the contract, his number right now against the cap this year is 24.6.
They spread it out.
But they would lose. They would, even if they cut him, they still lose money on it unless they designated him a post June 1st.
And they'll do that.
And if they do that, they'll only end up, which is that's when you spread it out over 2 years. So it would only cost them $2 million this year, but it would cost them 20-something next year.
Yeah, I wonder how Kirk Cousins would feel because, the Kevin O'Connell regime is a regime that didn't sign him back.
You know what's interesting to me? I think that those hatchets get buried quickly, right?
Yeah.
But if you're Kevin O'Connell, is that almost digging your own grave a little bit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because J.J. McCarthy going into his third year isn't showing any progress.
Right. You locked in on him and you let Kirk walk. Would it have been any different the last 2 years if Kirk had stayed in Minnesota?
No, I think it's the Sam Darnold that you let walk is what's going to kill him.
Yeah.
That's definitely what killed his.
Well, there's no doubt that's going to kill him.
That's exactly what killed his general manager.
But think about that. You're going to sign back the guy that you didn't really want.
Right.
Because the guy that you did want hasn't worked out, and the other guy you didn't want won a Super Bowl.
Both of
How
the guys.
exactly does that
Daniel
work
Jones
for a
too.
guy that's thought to be a quarterback whisperer?
Yeah, it doesn't. Some people you can't whisper to. Maybe McCarthy got a lot of earwax. He can't hear you.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Also over on the live chat as well. I did not get it to you. We will get it to you next. A very positive development with the Giants. We will discuss. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Rings End is your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. They're your store for quality with a full line of brilliant and durable Benjamin Moore paints. They're your store for inspiration with thousands of colors and a variety of sheens. And Rings End is your store for expertise with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. Insist on Benjamin Moore paint from Rings End because the gorgeous color you love can't be matched in another brand of paint.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. NBA futures let you lock in your pick for who you think's going to go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. So if you want to go to the NBA Finals, all you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry for profit boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Restrictions do apply. See full terms including methods of entry at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Access to education changes lives. That's why National University provides flexible online and hybrid programs from associate to doctorate degrees. Since 1971, NU was built to serve non-traditional working and military learners nationwide. NU understands the demands of work, family, and service. Each year, more than 130,000 learners trust National University to move forward. Visit nu.edu to learn more.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
Joe Schoen, speaking to the media just a few minutes ago, Bart, out at the Combine in Indianapolis. A very positive update, I would say, at least on one of his two injured stars. Well, a star and a guy who may turn out to be a star with Malik Neighbors and with Cam Scatterbo. Here he is.
Not necessarily with those two. I feel good about where those two are in their rehab. But yeah, you're always going to want to add more explosiveness to your offense, guys that score touchdowns, wherever that comes from, running back, receiver, tight end, whatever it may be, always going to look for more explosive players and guys that can add touchdowns. So that'll be certainly something that we'll look for.
Joe also said on a timeline for Malik Neighbors, no change there, Bart, ready by training camp. Quote, but don't hold me to it, but I mean, to hear that Neighbors is going to be ready by training camp and to hear it again.
I mean, he got hurt so damn early, you would think. He got hurt early in the season. I mean,
I know, but when it comes to a superstar receiver, or a guy we think will be a superstar receiver, pairing him with the young quarterback, the more you can get him, or the earlier you can get him, the better.
But that's the intriguing thing, right? Like I said, a hardball pick is to build the foundation first. You know, we talk about the reason why we're so emboldened on the Jets is that because they have at least two good tackles, right? Now I know it's center. You don't know with Myers and re-signing him as kind of a depth piece, and the Jets are going to have to figure out: do you sign Beard Tucker? Do you go in the second round and try and get the kid from Penn State? Which is pretty much a first-round draft pick. But me knowing Harbaugh. If he's trying to build this thing like he did with the Ravens, he's going to make sure that you can run the ball aggressively. With that, you need to make sure that you can get to the edge. Most quarterbacks are right-handed quarterbacks, and you put the tight end to the right side, and the power running side is usually the right side. And do you go for the explosive weapon to complement to Neighbors, or do you go and say, hey, man, we need to make sure that we can protect our young quarterback so that he feels comfortable waiting in the pocket and not getting out of the pocket and running so fast. So if that's the case, do you go with Spencer Fanu?
Who is exactly who Mel has him taking at the 5th pick in this latest mock draft. And I think that's, taking a right tackle, my only problem is you better be right, because we've been down this road before.
Yeah, I mean, but they drafted a left tackle to play right tackle. These are guys that played actually right tackle. Or, if it's Manoa.
We saw how that worked out with Membu for the Jets.
Yeah, where does he have Manoa going?
I believe a little bit higher than that. Let me pull this.
Higher than 5th?
Let's see here. No, Fano is the first tackle.
Nah, hell
first
no.
Offensive lineman taken.
Hell no, Mel.
He's got Maui Noah going 11 to the Dolphins.
Hell no,
because
Mel.
they list him as a tackle and guard. A lot of people think they're going to move him inside to play guard.
Man, hell no, Mel. This dude was dominant. Like, he was dominant on a team that went to the national championship with Carson Beck. Nah, hell no. That's the right tackle all day, baby. I don't know what the hell he talking about. Don't give me this crap about his arm length. This dude his brother plays for the Jets. He's a guy that's played at a high level. This guy was a mauler. I am not putting him inside. I'm putting him at right tackle. Even Damon Woody played right tackle. He's not the tallest guy with the longest arm. Damon Woody started as a center at Boston College.
So Mel lists him as both a tackle and a guard, and here's what he says about the Dolphins taking him at 11. We don't need to go into all the Dolphin specifics.
Yeah.
But he says right tackle Austin Jackson, the team's last first-round pick on the offensive line, which was 2020, hasn't stayed on the field. Maui Noah comes with 42 starts of experience and a mauling attitude. If Jackson stays healthy and takes ownership of the right tackle spot, Maui Noah could easily kick inside to guard. Some scouts think he's a better fit there, and plenty of attention will be paid to his arm length measurements this week at the Combine.
Can I ask you something, Carlin?
Please.
What the hell that got to do with the Giants? Like, the Dolphins are at 11. I'm at 5. What the hell that got to do with me?
I get to pick the fact that he about him dropping that far because maybe people see him more as a guard.
Man, that is beautiful with Jackson and all that stuff. But just like you saw Membu last year, you don't have to project him. When somebody's dominant at a position, why am I projecting him to be something else when he's dominant at that position?
Well, because Bart, listen, and I'm not justifying it, okay? When we get caught up in these things like arm length,
yeah.
All I remember is every time, if I believe in the player and what he can do, I'm going to draft him. And everybody said that Aaron Donald was way too small. And what did Aaron Donald turn out to be?
Yeah.
He was an amazing player.
Top 10 defensive tackle of all time.
Incredibly productive in college and a Hall of Famer. A Hall of Famer.
Yeah, first ballot. But that's what I'm speaking of. So for me, Mao Noah, if I need a right tackle and I want, what's the knock on the other guy? They say just like John Amos said in I forgot the movie with Bill Cosby. You got to bring ass to get ass, and the issue with Fanu is that he's too light. He's little. He barely weighs 300 pounds. So now one guy got short arms, but the other guy is light in the ass. So
I'm looking up
what you want?
Bring ass to get ass.
Yeah, John Amos.
Yeah, and
it's Uptown Saturday Night or something like that with Bill Cosby.
Okay, well, I think it's probably a problem that it's Bill Cosby. That's with him.
Well, Sidney Poitier.
Mac, 1975.
Yes. Kansas City Mac, baby. You got to bring ass to get ass.
Oh my God.
What's the movie again?
His role is Kansas City Mac. The name of the movie is Let's Do It Again.
Yeah, let's do it again. Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, baby.
Well, let's maybe not say let's go Bill Cosby, baby.
We're
going to celebrate that.
Bill Cosby, listen. Whatever he did.
Be careful.
No, whatever he did, I don't know what he did. I'm talking about him, his character, him being, what he did to the entertainment world.
As in other words, his character on screen.
Yes.
Not his personal character.
Exactly. His character on screen.
Okay. I'm trying to help you here, brother.
I don't know what the hell he did. Like, allegedly.
Okay, we don't need to even go there. Sidney Poitier was the leading man in that movie.
Correct. Sidney Poitier. You can't say nothing about Sidney Poitier.
No. But 1975?
You got a brain gas. You got a brain gas
to
get
know
it.
that?
Yes, you got a brain gas to get ass, baby. Throwing it out there.
Bart Carlin.
But
have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA Futures let you lock in your pick for who you think will go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit one entry for Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach your friendly live agent. Donation's super easy and your car can be picked up by tomorrow. Call now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Kendrick Perkins, what is the bar for you for a successful season?
They got to get to the NBA Finals. And the crazy part is right now I got Detroit picked to win the East, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks get there. But in that locker room, in that city, that fan base, anything short of reaching the promised land is a failed season.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last two, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice-proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
I'm getting a lot of love for trying to steer us ahead from the iceberg right there just moments ago in the chat. Black Metronome. Carlin trying to keep Bart from going off the rails reminds me of Captain America trying to stop that helicopter from escaping. I don't know if it's quite that, but, listen, just looking out, that's all.
We'll go Sidney Poitier. That's all I'm saying.
It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, where you can watch the show, you can subscribe, and you can comment like we just read in there. We get a lot of the comments in throughout the course of the show. Also, Bart, by the way, they wanted to remind you, Big Smoke wanted to remind you that Sometimes It Rains was the big song from that movie. Let's Do It Again, by the Staples Singers. I'm not familiar with their work.
Staples? The Staples Sisters?
It says the Staples Singers. Maybe it's the Staples Sisters. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, just trying to complete the whole picture for you there, buddy.
Yeah, man. See, I wasn't born those movies there, but that was the things that were classic that would come on, like, on repeat. Like, now, the generation, like, you know, my kids, they see, like, Coming to America and stuff. That's like the remake movies or the first Matrix or some stuff like that, or Central Intelligence, you know, just come on TV all the time.
Yeah. No, I completely get
anything
that.
Kevin Hart and The Rock. You know what I mean? They think The Rock is the greatest. This era is Denzel. This era is Denzel. Like, man, The Rock? Like, man, dude's a wrestler. He's a great actor, Dad. Like, what's the movie he tried to act like he was showing so much growth? The
Smashing Machine?
Yeah, the Smashing Machine. Like, man, like, get the hell out of here, man. You playing yourself.
That was a tough day in The Rock's household when he did not get nominated for the Oscar.
I'm
not joking. Like, he thought he was going to get nominated for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That stuff went straight to DVD.
I think he did get a Golden Globe nomination for it.
Man,
right?
that thing went straight to DVD. Like, how's he stretching his character by playing a MMA fighter? What's the difference between MMA and professional wrestling? Outside, one is real, one isn't.
It was more of a stretch in San Andreas. Let's call it
exactly. Central Intelligence. What?
Actually, you know what he was really good in? He was really good in Get Smart when they made the movie Get Smart. I don't know, about 10 years ago, with Steve Carell and Anne Hathaway. Did you ever watch Get Smart when you were a kid? With the guy who was the spy, but it was a comedy, and he had the shoe phone.
No, I missed that one. I got to catch up on that one.
Okay, no, you really don't. It wasn't that great. Anyway, 800-919-3776. So, Bart, our guy Jordan Ronan out at the Combine said this, talked to Joe Schoen. I guess this must have been not on camera. Maybe it was when he was coming off the podium. I don't know. I don't know why anybody wouldn't have asked this question when he was on camera, but I'm going to read this to you, okay? He asked the question about Joe Schoen, whether or not he is still basically in charge of everything, because the Giants hired Dawn Aponte from the league. Now, when they hired her, they said that her responsibilities were going to be the strategic planning for football operations, analytics, salary cap management, player contract negotiations, compliance, and working closely with college and pro personnel departments.
Damn.
Doesn't that sound like a GM's job?
Yes. Who is this? Who is she, Amy Trask?
Well, apparently. So, given the change there and that job description, how would you not think that somehow Joe Schoen's job has changed? So here's what he said to Jordan. Quote, "I'm still the general manager of the team, and my role has not changed. I am still tasked with leading the entire football organization."
Yeah, okay. Tell yourself that. Like, you're going to submit your report, and she's going to cross-check and put her report over, and let's see who they take, who word they take for it.
I mean, when you hear all of those different things that she's responsible for.
that's GM and team president.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Talk about analytics and this and that. Man, yeah, good. Yeah, all right, tell yourself that, dog. All right, dog. When is his contract technically up?
I think it's after this year.
Yeah.
I think it's after this year.
Yeah, he gonna go there, and that key code ain't gonna work.
Well,
but I'm telling you, the Giants are in a unique position, man. If they want to have this growth, they got to knock it out of the park, and they got to spend good money, but they got to hit on the draft. And I just don't know, do you go with the receiver or do you go with do they have their second round draft pick? See, but that's dangerous, man. Like, sometimes I just like for you to get the star player that you want. You know what I mean? I think the Jets are in such a position that they can have some flexibility, because that second round draft pick can be moved into the first, with like a next year's 3 or something like that, or a compensatory pick or something like that, they can move back in the first round very easy.
Well, remember that the Giants last year made the trade to move back into the first round to go get Jackson Dart.
So they don't have
this
the
year they don't have a 3. They give up a 3 last year and a 3 this year.
So they have a 2 then.
They have a 2.
Okay, so the 2 should be 37, something like that.
I will look at the official draft order, but it should be in that ballpark.
Yeah, it should be in that ballpark. So I just don't know, like, the receivers. Like, do you get a big receiver like the kid from Notre Dame? You know what I mean? Big body, 240. You know who I want for the Jets? If the Jets decide to go Banks or they decide to go D-tackle and Arvell Reese, give me Amari Cooper, man. Give me that big body. I want to see what he runs, how he runs.
Listen, at this time in his career, you think Amari Cooper's?
No. The kid from Indiana. Omar Cooper.
Omari Cooper.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Cooper, formerly of the Cowboys.
Yeah, he interests me just simply because he just made big play after big play, man. You talk about the toe tap in the end zone. You talk about all the big plays that he made, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gives you
the back of the end zone catch was probably the catch of the year against Penn State.
Yeah. He gives me that. He gives me a vibe, you know what I mean? Like, he can be a great second-round draft pick type of guy. You know what I mean? He's listed at 33 in some people's drafts. You know what I mean? That may be somebody that the Jets can go ahead and get and get that, because they have to get whoever's playing quarterback, whether it's Jacoby Brissett. They got to get somebody who can play that receiver opposite of Garrett Wilson. You know, I like what I Mitchell did, but that could be a one year type of deal.
CBS has got him listed as the 4th best receiver, but they also or 3rd best receiver, but they also have him listed in front of Lemon and Denzel Boston.
Yeah, go ahead and take him. I'll take Boston and Lemon.
I'll take either one of those guys, honestly. And the guy that you were thinking about from Notre Dame was Malachi Fields.
Yeah, but he's a big dude.
A little bit further down.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. Let's get some of these calls in at 800-919-3776. Derek is in Hillside. He is up on ESPN New York. D, what's going on, dude? How are you?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing, man?
Good.
Let's get into it, man. The Jets and Giants draft coming up. I know I talk a lot of basketball with you guys. I'm going to talk some football. I agree with you guys as far as, like, if the Jets wanted to draft a guy like Caleb Downs, is not the right time because they don't have a good core around him right now. They're trying to rebuild that secondary, although he would be a great piece. Right now is not a great time. I think they should, like, probably use a Ruben Bain, or I'm not too prone. Like, if they wanted to trade down, I think that would kind of be smart, too, to try to get some more capital. I think it's essential for the Jets to really try to get as much assets in this draft. There's a lot of great players in it. I see you guys was talking about the receiver out of Malachi Fields. I'm not too high on him. Even the guy out of Tennessee, Brazel. I like the receiver Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M. He's pretty good. He's a transfer out of NC State. If the Jets could try to, like, trade down and get him and try to rebuild that secondary a little bit, that would definitely go a long way. For the Giants, I think it's just best available for them. I'm just keep following that model of just trying to draft best available, and we'll see how it plays out for them. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on who do you think this guy Bailey has high draft bust like potential? Because for me, I feel like he's just a one-trick pony. But I want to get Bart Scott's thoughts on that.
Oh, who?
On David Bailey, the guy from Texas Tech, the pass rusher we were talking about.
Yeah, like I said, I think you have to put some in the competition that he got those sacks or in perspective. But I do think he's a complete player, has all the tools, has the size, the height, the ability to set the edge. He has long arms, and he's just a raw surface right now. I think he can be that guy, but you do have to caution the competition, which he did it against. And what you're saying is, if you're getting him and you're getting the D tackle, you're putting him in a position to win because he should get a lot of one-on-ones and he should start out as a rotational guy. But then you would hope that if he can set the edge and play really strong on the run, then he's in a healthy rotation with McDonald and Jermaine Johnson, and maybe McDonald becomes your third down specialist guy. You can maybe kick him inside to get like some Justin Tuck type of mismatches in the inside.
I'm having trouble with the whole Ruben Bain thing because I've been on that bandwagon for a few years. Really seen him play a lot over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
This guy's good. He just feels to me, Bart, like whatever you want to, whatever the knocks are, whatever they're going to look for as far as the nitpicks, it is really just that. Because every time I look up, the guy's got a ridiculous motor, and he's making a play, or he's blowing up a play, or he's doing something that's making a difference. And I don't understand why he's all the way down at like 10, 11, 12 in this draft right now. Maybe it's size, maybe it's something like that. I'm not comparing him to Aaron Donald, but what I'm saying is when you look at whatever people are knocking him for, it feels like it would be a similar type of nitpick as they did with Donald. Remember, the Giants had the chance to take Aaron Donald, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
This guy feels like a difference-making player
Yeah.
at defensive end or tackle.
What I love is the fact that he plays hard.
Yes.
He plays hard. But the thing is, like, see, this is the thing. Like, if you go Arvell Reese, and maybe his compadre won't be there, Bailey won't be there, but maybe at 16, if you're saying, hey, you can get the guy from Florida in the second round high, maybe you can try and be greedy, man. Try and see if you can fleece somebody. See if you can get Bailey, but then see if you can get who's the guy that was next, who was opposite of Bain?
Mesidor.
Mesidor. You know what I'm saying? You ask yourself, can you get Mesidor in the second round? Can you get?
They have Mesidor. Mel has Mesidor going to the Cowboys at 20. So I mean, he'd be there at 16.
But you find yourself, you get Arvell Reese, you get Omar Cooper in the second round. But remember, 33 can be moved up easy.
Yes, and if
you can jump somebody.
Yeah, if for whatever reason they were actually thinking about quarterback, they certainly would to try to get the 5th-year option.
Yeah.
On the back part of it.
Yeah, but forget the quarterback stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm saving everything. I got 3 first-round draft picks. I'm saving that for my quarterback. Two going to my quarterback. I'm gonna pick one, and I'm gonna use a first-round draft pick.
Hey, get ready for Rickleball Madness. It's Friday, March 20th. ESPN New York taking over Pickleball Heaven in Medford, New York. Catch a live broadcast of DiPietro and Rothenberg starting at 6 a.m. Then stick around for our social ladder pickleball tournament. We're going to crown our champions, then roll right into a college hoops watch party to cap off the day. Sign up now on the ESPN New York app, spots are limited. Rickleball Madness brought to you by Pickleball Heaven, the new standard of indoor pickleball. It's Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app. I want to spend a few minutes here, Bart, on Knicks Cavs tonight. A couple of things that I've been thinking about. Number one, Rick and Dave were talking this morning about Karl-Anthony Towns. And, people who are already believing and trusting in him after just a couple of games from a consistency standpoint. And I don't really there's no way I understand why that would ever be the case unless you're just seeing the world through Nick color glasses. But what exactly does it have to look like consistency-wise? Because I'm having a lot of trouble getting to the postseason, even if he plays great down the stretch, thinking that I'm going to get that consistent Towns in the playoffs this year when I really haven't seen it. And I know how good he was at times in the playoffs last year. Just the consistent factor is the thing that I can't believe in until I see it over an extended period of time.
But remember how he was in the playoffs last season. It was after he got criticized, he would come back and play a great game. Mentality-wise, you criticize him, he plays well for a little bit, and then he goes back to who he is. You heard how he was answering Shaq's questions, man. That was like some soft stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was explaining, just instead of saying, yeah, you're right, I got to dominate. Like most great players say, hey, man, like you know what Ray used to say, follow me. That's what he would say when he would come in there, like match my energy. Like Tom's like who's ever on, like what? No, we think you're listen. Everything about your story, where you were drafted, how much you've been paid, tells us that you're a better player than Bridges. Why the hell are you waiting on him? You don't wait. You never heard Jokic say, whoever's going is going. No, I got to bring it every night. Mine's is the given. And if somebody else is hot, yeah, we'll feed them, but I'm going to get mine's. Like, you never saw, Pippen balled out tonight. Yeah, Jordan only had 12. You know what I'm saying? You never saw nothing like that. You know, see, when you have two great players, like, yeah, Kobe went off. Kobe hit 51. What Shaq got? 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to remind himself, it don't matter who getting it in and who balling out, you still got to get yours too, brother.
So this is what kind of pointed it out to me, or made a point of emphasis for it to me. We've talked so much about Cat not fitting into the system of Mike Brown, right? Mike Brown made the comment in the last 2 days that in our offense, it's always going to be Jalen number 1, but it's always going to be Cat number 2. Like, that's not a bad thing. That's to your point. Like, I don't have to worry about Jalen not getting his if Cat isn't getting his. It can't, like, deferring at this point. If you're going to be the guy that's so annoyed that you were in trade talks this offseason when they were talking about Giannis, you can't at the same time be the guy that's going to defer all the time.
Right.
Or defer just because you need to worry about Brunson getting his. Brunson's going to get his.
He get the ball every time. Brunson want to get his, he can get his.
Yeah. So I'm having trouble buying into this whole crap about the system and all that when the touches are controllable. The touches are definitely controllable. And Brunson's got to be part of that. But do you ever feel like Brunson goes out of his way to not get Cat the ball?
No.
Neither do I.
I don't see where Cat goes out the way to demand the ball either.
Well, that's my point. Like, we were talking about, you can't turn somebody who's a nice guy into a tough guy or into a mean guy quickly.
Yeah.
But it would feel like, little alterations that you can make that at least help start to get you there. And that would feel like one of them. Like, do you feel like Cat? I don't feel like Cat ever demands the ball.
I don't feel like he complains enough. Like, you supposed
about
to be
getting the ball. He complains about getting fouled.
Yeah, of course. That. Yeah, I don't see him. He don't complain enough. Like, bro, you run down there, man, pin somebody down, put your hand up. Like, ball.
Yeah. Throw the ball or throw the hand in the air and start demanding it. Because there are too many times, and you made such a great point yesterday, there are too many times in this league right now where his mismatch is just going to be too overwhelming to ignore. And how do you not take more advantage of that? And he's the one ultimately responsible for that. Isn't he? I mean,
he did it against Şengün.
And that's a decent player.
But that's because we were eviscerating him.
A couple of the people chiming in on the chat. Jose in Brooklyn, Brunson does pound the ball a lot. Yeah, he does. I mean, there's a lot of 1-4 guys standing around waiting for Brunson to do something with it, and those look like the Melo days at times. But Primo Sabe, Brunson is going to get his, but he should also realize he's going to get double-teamed and have to get his teammates more involved. Towns has to get in his face and say, get me the ball, but it just – am I barking up the wrong tree in wanting somebody to be something that they're not and are not going to turn into?
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of all the stories about what people used to say. Even Phil Jackson said that the closest person he's ever seen to Michael Jordan. I know everybody's going to say, oh, Kobe. No. He said Vince Carter. But Vince Carter mentality wasn't that of a killer. And that's why he could never be the Jordan that he should have been. They said Vince would do something every day in practice that you would see, like, how the hell did he do? Say because he would shoot threes left-handed and right-handed. We already knew how he can jump out the gym. We knew how he can get his shot over anybody. But they said why he wasn't Michael Jordan or the next Michael Jordan was his mentality. He didn't have that killer instinct. He was a nice guy. And that's coming from Phil Jackson, who coached Kobe and Michael Jordan. And he said the closest person to Michael Jordan was Vince Carter.
So Joe Leo is a huge Nets fan. And at his age, I'm assuming a big reason that he was a Nets fan is Vince Carter. Is that fair to say?
That is the number one reason.
It wasn't Chris Humphries?
No, I got in before him.
Oh, okay.
So with that being the case, did you think the same thing about Vince Carter, Joe?
I mean,
he was an amazing player that didn't quite get to the level that he's supposed to.
That's the knock on him, and I don't want to say that, and that's probably because I hold him in such high regard because he's the reason why I got into basketball. But yeah, there was always something with Vince that you could sense if you just tried that much more. Maybe things are different. Maybe your career's just a little different.
Yeah, he never won a title. Never played. Did he play? He played the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pistons, right?
Yeah, never got to the finals.
Yeah. And that's simply because his mentality, man. Like, he had more skills than anybody, man. What couldn't Vince Carter do? He had a mid-game. Yep. He had a three-point game, and he can get to the basket and just junk on anybody.
Yep. As talented as they get, but I don't want to be making, and somebody points it out on the chat as well, that I'm making the Barkley argument about a guy becoming something that they're not. It just strikes me, you may not ever, I'm not asking him to be Jordan, right? I'm just asking him to have a little bit more command, have a little bit more demand of what his role is on the basketball team. And Bart, this is why, like,
he feels like a third. He feels like a third
okay
star. He feels like Chris Bosh, man. But at least Chris Bosh was like, you know what?
But look what Chris Bosh had to play with the other two. You know?
Well, Bridges is supposed to be Dwayne Wade. But he feels like I don't know, man. Like, high 7-footer. Like, I can't imagine Shaq or Joel Embiid or Jokic saying, okay, yeah, just we can go down the court 5 times without me touching the ball. What dominant big man did you ever see? I mean, Tim Duncan was probably one of the quietest guys in the world. You ever seen the Spurs go down 4 times without Ginobili or Parker getting in the damn ball?
No. Didn't matter who they were playing. No, absolutely not.
No matter what you want to say and what people want to think, Cat go probably get to the Hall of Fame because everybody gets in the Hall of Fame in basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Mikal Bridges might get in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, whoa. Let's not go that far.
Let's get Tessa and Wes Caldwell in here on ESPN New York. Tessa, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for taking my call. Carlin, please, I just want 2 comments. Please don't bang the phone on me.
Go ahead.
And sometimes Bart be asking questions, too. So my first comment is this. Carlin, I'm not sure if you live in New Jersey, but I know Bart do.
I do.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've been on such a high from the Olympics, positivity, kumbaya. But today on the Turnpike in the Parkway, I blacked out like 65 times because people are so lazy not cleaning the top of their freaking cars off. And all the snow is blowing on us. I'm like, I'm about to follow
Tessa, I'll admit it. I have been that guy before. But even this morning, I was driving for the first time in 2 days this morning just to run to get a cup of coffee. And it's flying off the rooftop, and I'm not even on the turnpike. And I'm just getting so aggravated with the person in front of me. Oh my God.
I saw a guy today. He had like 6 inches, like an iceberg, and he cleaned off the entire sides of his car. All you gotta do is take the broom and push that off, brother.
That's it. That's what you gotta do. And it's like the tractor trailers are terrible too. I understand you tractor trailers, but they're terrible too. Sheets of ice. Two just got pulled over by state troopers because it's terrible.
Somebody's going to die today. That's what that feels like. Every
I
time.
hope not, guys. I hope not
either. But every time I look up and I see that, now I'm like eagle-eyed Tessa looking for that. All right, who didn't clean their car? Let me get away from that dude.
Straight landmines.
100%.
And the thing is,
I'm like, want to do. It's terrible. I want to do bumper cars with these guys because I'm just like, I can't believe you. Like, I just want to chase them down.
And the thing is, it hits you. And then you run into the back of somebody else that's farther that's in front of you, and then they get away, and they're like, "Yo, you ran into the back of me." Well, that flew off.
And you know how New Jersey is. The rear, whoever hits in the rear is their fault, no matter what. So we would be done. We would be cooked. So I wanted to make that comment, but now I'm happier again. So my comment, I wanted to make a comment about the Knicks because yesterday, guys, you know me, I'm fake working from home and it snowed, so that's why I didn't call in about the Olympics. But I was happy about that. But anyway, so with Karl-Anthony Towns, I played power forward. So as a power forward, they consider me kind of short because I'm only 5'10" and a half. And I'm a very nice person, but it was always a switch because I wanted to be my best and I wanted to be great. So when it came time to hit the court, that switch came on. And it was like I was a maniac. With Carl, I don't agree. Like I was listening to Shaq and Charles Barkley comments. I don't agree. I agree, but I don't agree all the way with Charles because it's too many nice guys out here that when it comes to playing whatever they're playing or whatever position they're playing, they know how to just switch that mentality. Like Carl does play like a marshmallow to me. He doesn't command the ball. He's too great for that. But then sometimes, guys, I think it's the bright light. Y'all know everyone is not built to play in New York, New Jersey area. They're not built to play. And look how many people was trash here. And when they went to other smaller markets, look at Evan Ingram. Y'all know I used to call him Black Eye Baham all the time. He balled out in Jacksonville.
Yes,
Sonny Gray. Terrible, bumism, all of that. He balled out when he went to the White Sox or wherever he went. Some people just can't do it, and I think that's a part of Carl being cat because at the end of the day, you can't get offended when somebody's telling the truth about you that you play soft. You complain to the ref. We can tell when you're scared to bad, Bart.
But here's the thing, though. He played like that in Minnesota. That's not bright lights.
No. I've never felt like it was a bright light New York thing. I've never felt like that.
It's a mentality thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to go. You got to take them up the yellow brick road.
It's not shrinking because the spotlight's on you. It's I'm okay with whatever happens.
Some guys wait for somebody else to save the day. Like they like, man, like we need something. Like they'll do it. Like, come on, do it for us, Brunson. Hit the shot.
And some guys want to be that guy.
And some guys like, I'm taking the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, Dennis Struder is a guy. Some of the Starks was the guy. You like, hey man, you ain't supposed to be taking that shot. Let it rain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be giving that to Allen Houston. You're supposed to be giving that to Allen Houston, brother. Patrick's supposed to take that shot. I'm good. I'm open.
I just figured out how to cover this guy, all right? Settle down. Let's switch. No. I just figured it out. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where you should be watching. You should subscribe. You should comment, and we get plenty of comments in throughout the course of the show. We will get some more of those in here shortly. Up next, we've got a little audio files, including one person who believes that all the difference in the world for the Knicks was that Pistons beatdown. That's next. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-372-2017. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-372-2017. 800-372-2017. 800-372-2017.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2026 Mazda CX-30 2.5S Select Sport all-wheel drive for $209 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN TM105852. MSRP $29,530. Zero security deposit ends 3/2/26.
Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA Futures let you lock in your pick for who you think will go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit one entry for Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
If you're tired of hearing scary ads about the IRS, Tax Relief Advocates wants you to know you don't have to be afraid. No matter what challenging life situation you're facing while owing 10 or even hundreds of thousands in back taxes to the IRS, we have a solution. TRA has already negotiated over $1.5 billion in taxes owed by over 180,000 struggling taxpayers since 2017, earning over 1,000 five-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Generous tax debt forgiveness programs are currently available that can end your tax nightmare and may reduce or eliminate what you owe the IRS. If you're facing collections or an audit, don't lose hope. Act now to check what tax relief you may qualify for. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-583-4890. 800-583-4890. Again, that's 800-583-4890. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All right, my friends, time for a little game time. Game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 107 Yankees face the Blue Jays. 110 Mets hosting the Astros. 7:30 Nets host the Mavericks. 7:30 Knicks visiting the Cavaliers. Coverage begins right here on 880 ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app starting at 7 p.m. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Joe Leo has been the backbone of this operation for a few days now. Between the morning show and our show, the guy has slept in a hotel, basically same clothes for about 3 days, and hasn't been able to get back home to Long Island. We're hoping he can do that today.
If he was stuck in
amazing job.
Yeah, I mean, not all heroes wear capes, but if he was really going to thug it,
shower either.
Yeah, if he was going to thug it out, he could have stayed in our mental health room.
Joe, are you still I use that room, by the way. I go in there and meditate in the morning.
That's what I'm saying. He should have been there with an arrow bed. You know what I'm saying? Save the company some money.
Joe Leo, did you bring several changes of clothes with you the other day?
I brought one change of clothes.
Okay.
One change of clothes, 3 underwear.
So I am operating on what I wore on Sunday right now.
Okay, that's all good.
The way down to the underwear?
No, fresh underwear.
Fresh underwear, okay.
He went and got some. He went and walked some from 7-Eleven.
Listen, the guy's getting it done.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
again,
Listen, he's an essential worker for us, man. Without him, no show.
Exactly.
Yeah, thanks.
Quite literally, no show. And Ray made it in today, too. Great job by Ray. Because, he had all kinds of problems yesterday. He's over in Queens, couldn't make it in, but finally got his way in today. And, Tom Bauer is still buried somewhere on the Jersey Shore, trying to dig his way out. Here is Joe Leo, though, filling in for Tom with audio files. Joseph, the floor is yours. Have at it, cowboy. You've earned it.
So we will start with Mel Kiper, who is on with Rick and Dave this morning, going over his latest mock draft. And he had a very interesting place for the Jets to draft, or very interesting selection with the Jets at 2.
Well, Eric Turner went 2 in 1991. Turned out really good at 2 for Eric Turner. 3, Benny Blade. Kenny Easley at 4. Sean Taylor at 5. Eric Berry at 5. So when these safeties have gone high, they've hit in the top 5. These guys from 2 to 5 have hit big. So for Caleb Downs, how many interceptions you guys have last year? 20, 22 as a team? What did you have? I think 0 was the number I saw last time I checked in a pass-happy league. That's ridiculously disgusting to have 0 interceptions in a pass-happy league for an Aaron Glenn coach team. So for me, Caleb Downs will change the culture on defense.
Bart, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, thank you. He named 2 safeties. Benny Blade played in the early '90s. The Blade brothers he played for my Wayne Font. He played for Wayne Fonts. Like, bruh, if that's the hit rate for safeties, you name those, because the other great ones that you're talking about was in the 16s, the 17s, the 20s. Nah, bruh. Like, you can miss me. And listen, back when they was playing, that's when safeties was basically inverted linebackers, 8-man box type of stuff. Like, the game ain't played like that no more, bro. Like, no, I can get me a safety, like, in the second round. I can get me a safety in free agency. I need impact players that's going to get it done for me. You know what I mean? It's going to be more guys out there. You have to start telling me what's the difference between Caleb Downs and, what's the difference between, say, like a Zakee Wheatley, or tell me what's the difference between Genesis Smith, right? All these guys, A.J. Halchey, you know what I mean? And I still got free agency I can get from guys I can get from free agency that I already know can play.
Listen, I cannot justify taking a safety at the number 2 spot. Not when if there's a dominant pass rusher, importantly, at a premier position, like, you can find another safety.
Yeah, $15 million get you a good safety, man.
Next.
So we'll stay with Mel because he had some thoughts on the Jets' quarterback dilemma.
Obviously, you need a quarterback, so do you take Ty Simpson at 16? I went with Peter Woods, a talented defensive tackle. You can move around, very versatile. They could go Simpson, or they could wait till next year. And next year, you better be picking 1, 2, or 3 to get these quarterbacks, guys. So that's the issue about worrying about next year. You think, we're going to be awful. Let's get Arch Manning. Let's get Dante Moore. Well, a lot of Jets fans didn't want Dante Moore even this year. You're going to want him next year? Who knows? But for Arch Manning, you got to be picking number 1. So if you think the Jets are going to be picking number 1 next year, you'll get Arch Manning. If not, you won't get him.
I mean, it's more than – I predict that it's going to be more than just a 2-man quarterback race. And secondly, you don't have to be picking there. You can be picking there. I mean, you do have to pick there, but you won't have to, because what's the odds that the number 1 or number 2 player teams that's picking next year is going to be one that needs a quarterback? It could be Tennessee again. It could be one of the teams that, somebody's going to pick Ty Simpson, and that's going to take them out of the race from being able to go get a quarterback, because they're going to have to try and give him an opportunity. So, hell, I got enough. That's what I traded all this draft equity for, so I can get 2 picks, so I can give you 2 picks, still have 1, give you 2. I can offer the Jets to be able to offer more than what they need. And if they want to move to 1 so bad, then they can give up 3 ones if they need to.
Well, with Simpson, Mel has him going at 21 to Pittsburgh now.
Hasn't Pittsburgh already done that?
Well, it depends on how you feel about Simpson. Now, I'll give you a little preview. As I said yesterday on our show, every Wednesday, starting next Wednesday, leading up to the draft at noon, Phil Simms is going to join us. Next week, we'll talk about the free agent quarterbacks. But we'll talk specifically about, a quarterback or 2 each week to really take a deep dive into it. And I'm very much looking forward to that because Phil's outstanding at it. Nobody's better at it than him. And Phil, frankly, has already said to me the other day when we were talking about doing this, he's very high on Ty Simpson. Very high on him. Thinks that maybe we're being a little too harsh on our evaluations because of the beating that he took in the second half of last year.
That's fine. That's fine to be on Ty Simpson, but I need to make sure that I'm building a environment that can handle a young quarterback, and I think the Jets are a year away from doing that. So I'd rather use my assets to make sure that I have a environment that's conducive to a young quarterback coming in and being successful. I can't have him come in when the wheels are about to fall off and knowing that I can't depend on him to play as a rookie. If you build the right environment, then potentially next year you'll be saying, okay, you're not gonna start whoever that quarterback is, but by week 6 or 7, we're gonna give you an opportunity to start because guess what? We can protect you, we can run, we've built an offensive identity around here, and guess what? We don't have to put it all on your shoulders because we got a hell of a defense.
Next.
We will stay with the Jets and talk about a guy who may or may not be back with the Jets, and that's Breece Hall. He was talking with the New York Post, and he wants something specific on the back of his football card.
I really wanted to say, a piece to a championship team. That's my biggest thing. I want to be, one of those guys that can come in and be the piece that a team needs, and whether it's here or someplace else, I just want to be able to, be myself in the right situation.
So there wasn't the thought that he was going to say, at least to me, I want to be a Jet for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you're not going to pigeonhole yourself like that. He's saying, no. I want to be somewhere where I can play meaningful football and be the missing piece or be a piece to a championship.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I just don't want to see the Jets screw this up. I really would like to see him here for the long haul.
But I don't want to see them hold him hostage and not really go about the winning. I don't want to see him – I don't want to see Breece Hall going on his third coach after this season. I mean, and Garrett going on his third coach.
I hate to say it. I could see the Jets doing the transition tag thing, and then when they get a whiff of somebody else sniffing around them because they don't get draft compensation if they don't match the offer, that they let him that they pull the transition tag so that they will still get a third-round pick next year. Which, granted, is good business on their part if they don't plan on keeping him, but still.
But that's why you got to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
You got to keep it quiet to the last possible second. Breece Hall can think that maybe if you believe in Cam Ward, then I can't see how Robert Saleh don't want his.
Well, Joe, would you trade back?
We're going to look at all options. We're open to moving back if an opportunity is there. We're also fine staying and taking a pick, a player there. And if you can't get out of 5, there's always a chance in the second round if you want to move back. Or if there's a good player, you can sit and take them. You can move back into the first round. So we're going to keep all of our options open.
Listen, Joe. To me, when I hear Joe say, and of course he's going to give that answer. They're not going to say we're not doing anything. But when I hear Joe say, I'm still the guy in charge of the entire football operation. Come on. Like he said that to Jordan Ronan earlier today.
Yeah.
And I can't take it seriously. When it's so clear that Don Aponte is answering to John Harbaugh, and Harbaugh's running the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like an old girl from Hustle and Flow. You're in charge. I'm saying, I want to hear you say it. DJ, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. Or like, do you feel in charge?
Hustle and Flow is not the one with Jessica Alba, right? That was Honey, I think.
No. This is the one with Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson.
Okay.
He was a pimp. He was getting locked up for beating.
Then that was not the one. Honey was about a dancer.
He was going to jail for fighting Skinny Black. You know what I'm saying? Played by Ludacris. You know what I'm saying? He was going to jail, and he needed her to hold it down with the pimp knowledge. You were in charge.
All right, I'll load that one up to the iPad for the next trip.
Oh, man. That on the low, that is a great movie. It's also Anthony Anderson is in it, too.
I love Anthony Anderson.
They say it's hard out here for a pimp when you trying to get that money for. Terrence Howard didn't know nothing about rapping as a black man, so he had to learn. He was a country guy, country western guy.
Did you know that, Julio?
I did not know that. No.
Well, you do now.
Yeah, he he's a light bread brother that grew up watching, listening to country music.
Once again, Joe, did you know that?
No, I did not.
Okay, there we go. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, where you need to subscribe to the ESPN New York channel on YouTube. Stream the full weekday lineup live. Watch complete replays or catch up fast with can't miss highlights. Jump into the live cast, react in real time, make your voice a part of the show as we do each and every day. Subscribe to ESPN New York on YouTube now and stay locked in so you never miss a moment.
Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
March the 20th of 2026, there's one place to be. And that place is Pickleball Heaven. Pickleball Heaven. It's a pickleball facility, massive facility in Medford, New York. We're going to do the show there that day from 6 to 10. Then there's a tournament. And then after we win the tournament, Rick, we'll stay and watch some basketball with the people. Now, the worst part of all this is the name. Listen, I got to participate in Rickleball Madness. What do you want from me?
You're a teammate of Rickleball.
Yeah, right.
You're part of the event. You're the co-headliner.
If my name was Dave Pickleball, it would still be Rickleball Madness.
I think that's accurate.
I don't want this kind of pressure. I would prefer it be named after you. No, you don't. You want all the shine.
No, I don't. Call whatever you want.
Dave's Pickleball Extravaganza. Sorry, Dave.
We're still calling it Rickleball Madness, and it's Friday, March 20th at Pickleball Heaven in Medford, New York. To sign up and register to play, go to the ESPN New York app and click on the Rickleball tile.
Breaking news, Bart. Little bit of breaking news.
Got some breaking news?
We do.
Ooh.
Guess who's going home?
Guess who's going home? Joe
Leo's going home.
Oh, tag him out. Did they get him a black Uber?
No.
He need an Uber black with waters in the
Long
back.
Island Railroad pass. But it's back on and running. Is that correct?
That is correct. I can take a train to Limbrook, which is 5 minutes away from Valley Stream, so I can actually go home and shower and change and the whole 9 yards.
We did it, Joe. We did it. And I know this is personally rewarding for you over the last couple of days to be the hero of this station. Do you have the feeling that this is going to pay off for you in the long haul?
I hope so, but I think I know a little bit better than that.
At least buy him some dude wipes. A Monster Pride dude wipes.
The man has put the station on his back the last few days. Am I overselling it?
No, not at all. I think you're underselling it. This guy walked through a blizzard.
Maybe we need to talk to John about what we're going to do for him.
With Crocs on.
Did you have Crocs on?
Yeah, Crocs.
I wasn't that unprepared.
That's like, I love seeing it when people are wearing like Crocs outside in the freezing cold.
Crocs, shorts, and a sweatshirt.
Yeah. Like the college I went to, you knew it was winter, and it was in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York, like not far from Lake Ontario, so there was lake effect snow all the time. It was freezing up there. Hobart College, where I went, and when I went there, you knew it was the winter when they were wearing socks with their Birkenstocks.
I thought you were about to say Crocs. I was about to say, man, y'all had Crocs back then?
No. No.
What they call it? Geckos? Geckos?
No, we did not have Crocs back then.
Okay.
They were not invented as of yet. See Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live from the Irish Exit at Moynihan Train Hall Friday, March 13th, before the semifinal round of the Big East tournament. Stop by before heading into the Garden or before your commute home. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live from the Irish Exit, Moynihan Train Hall, starting at 3 p.m. Friday, March 13th, just steps away from Madison Square Garden and Penn Station. It's brought to you by Schweppes Above the Rim Refreshment. Feel the madness and refresh your game with a Schweppes Seltzer or Schweppes Ginger Ale. And by Sam Adams and Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Available at Bourbon and Branch and Taylor Pub. Must be 21 or older to purchase. Please drink responsibly. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York. Let's get to Black Kev out on the island. Kev, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today, man? Hope the blizzard didn't really mess y'all up too much.
Nah, we're fine. I mean, but stop complaining. We get it. We're all in the same boat. It
Just
stinks.
annoyed.
Yeah, we've been through this before. Hey, fellas, listen. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be with Karl-Anthony. I would love for him to be that type of player that would grab Brunson by the collar and be like, "Yo, listen, you got to get when I post up, that boy gonna need to come my way, or we gonna have a problem. We're gonna throw some hands, and if your dad comes over here, he can get it too. All right, but that's not what Karl-Anthony Towns is. It's not. He's to me, he bothers me a little bit more because have you ever noticed that when he posts up just outside the paint, how does he end up getting pushed all the way out to the three-point line where he really wants to be?
It is where he wants to be. It is where he wants to be.
That's where he wants.
And listen,
we call it the path of least resistance because it's physical in there. He don't want to deal with all that, and it burns energy. Like if teams take the blueprint, and it's going to be interesting to see like tonight because the Cavs can get up and down if James Harden don't want to be lazy. If he wants to get up and push the tempo, then that's usually how people are dealing with Cat. They go with a smaller lineup, and Mobley's a guy that can run, and he just doesn't keep up. So then he's trying to save energy on defense, and then he's too tired on offense because they're pushing the pace. So it takes a lot to go and fight for position, seal a guy, and play one-on-one.
You know, it is also, Bart, if you ever look at Cat, I know you've made statements before about him being in shape. And I kept saying, like, no. Towns is in shape. When you see Towns that he shows, though, you know, the players always want to do these workout videos. He works out on his upper body. You ever look at that boy's legs? He has no definition in his leg. He does no leg work. He does no lower body at all. He's all upper body at that, and he got a size 25, 26 size foot. So that's the reason why he looks so cumbersome and lanky out there. And I want you guys to stop letting Mikal Bridges off the hook, man.
We're not.
He would make.
We've been talking a lot about Cat,
so
I know.
Easier for everybody else. Yeah, I know. Please do me a favor. I need y'all to stay on top of this. Get on Mikal Bridges. All he's doing is getting cardio. That's all he's doing out there. All right, fella, later.
Appreciate it, Kev.
He getting cardio. He there every day. he that one student that mama and parents that make sure his ass is at school because they ain't listening. They got to go to work.
We will get into exactly how Bridges is getting a pass here in just a few. And I got to get your take on this whole thing. Mayweather, Pacquiao again? Really? Again?
It was too late the first time. But, yeah, let's talk about it.
And that was 12 years ago. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading Bargain liquid detergent.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-372-2017. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-372-2017. 800-372-2017. 800-372-2017.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Yes, it is. It is noon o'clock. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, where you can go and you can go and you can go and comment on the show and get in the chat, and we will get your comments in, including Tsunami. I mean, 5 draft picks is pretty expensive for his production, meaning Mikal Bridges. We'll get to that here in a few minutes. But first, it is noon, so what does that mean?
It's the power hour, 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 hour. Power hour.
20. Mikal Bridges?
That's how many draft picks y'all gave up for him, right?
20?
Seemed like it. Five is 20 in the league. He gave up that Rudy. Just think, the people that went for that, and we were like, oh, man, that's what Rudy Gobert went for. They both stink. They were both bad trades.
Listen, Knicks Cavs tonight. I am very interested to see what the Cavs team looks like with James Harden, but we'll get to that in a second, because this is something I wanted to bring up earlier and didn't get a chance to. When we look back at Leon Rose's tenure here as GM, is there any doubt that this has been his worst move? Because I get Johnny Pickham's this morning bringing up, well, what about Evan Fournier? Well, you can give up 5 first-round picks for Evan Fournier. You know,
it was just cash.
Yeah. What about
5 picks and
Kemba
money.
Walker? Like, these were not guys that I thought were going to be long-term solutions.
Yeah.
Bart, I mean, Bridges, as we look at this, has got to be his worst move, right?
I believe so. I don't even think it's close. I don't even think that was up for debate. Now, the thing is, you still believe and hope that, oh, well, maybe it'll change. But it seems like it has to be addition by subtraction. Like, maybe he'll be more if OB wasn't here and he got way more shots and he could get in the rhythm and all that type of stuff. But I still can't see it. I still don't. I think that it's if they had to do it all over again, they would take it back.
I absolutely think that. And here's the biggest problem with the whole thing.
There's
only
down.
one person.
They doubled down.
And there's the one person that's happy about this whole thing is Joe Leo as a Net fan. As the Net fan, the only Net fan. But Joe, I mean, listen, he's thrilled because he got those 5 picks, but the Knicks had to pay that Nets tax in order to get Bridges away from him. Anywhere else, he might have gone for 3 and a couple of 2s or something like that. And that Nets tax has really just I cannot get over how bad he is. But if we're being not how bad he is overall, and I know what he did in the postseason. I know they won a couple of games.
It's just what you gave up for him. You wanted a perennial all-star. You wanted
and how
all-star.
it is hamstrung you now, right, from being able to do other things. Because now when we talk about trying to go get Giannis this offseason, you need to find other teams to get involved because you don't have the picks to do it.
And they may not. And who really wants Bridges? I know that some people
money, like that's it, right?
Yeah, but how many people would really see him as part of the future? Because what he was advertised as isn't what he is here.
I'm so disappointed in what's happened, really post Phoenix in his career. Because if you go back and you look at defensive ratings and how he played with Phoenix, he was everything Phoenix expected him to be when they traded for him on draft night. But then it was like he went to Brooklyn. He wasn't – I wouldn't call him this bad in Brooklyn.
He got volume shots. He was,
yes.
And he had no pressure. First of all, who was watching?
No pressure.
Who was watching other than Joe Leo?
Right. And nobody's really paying attention to how his game actually translates because somebody's got to be over there scoring and doing things.
Yeah, we're seeing this happen with Michael Porter. Michael Porter's doing the same thing right now.
Yes, exactly. So now you're sitting there with this. Like, I don't know how this ultimately could be what ends up costing the Knicks a legitimate chance at winning a championship. That trade, because of what those picks would have allowed you to do otherwise. Like, if they don't win over the next couple of years, if they don't win a title, or if they don't even make the finals, especially over the next couple of years, there's no question that you will look back at that as the trade that just crushed you. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite about it. I thought it was something they had to do at the time.
Listen, they were 3 out of 4, right? The Obi trade, worth it.
Yep.
I would say the Brunson signing,
OG and Obi,
worth
yeah,
it.
Definitely.
Yeah. I would say even the Cat. No matter what you might say about Cat, he's still giving you 20 and 20 and 5 or 20 and something.
Listen, I would not say the Cat is the worst move that they've made. I would not say that. I mean, Cat's still an exceptionally skilled player, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, so you don't really know what Bridges is. Is he just a mid guy? You know, like I
know is he's a disappointment right now.
I would take White in Boston before him.
I can't argue with that.
And White was a guy that came in that had to earn his way up.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. I'd love to have Derek White on my team.
Yeah.
I think he's a tough, hard-nosed guy. Not that this is all the things that Bridges was supposed to be, but White's more of a point guard. But still, like Bridges to me, what's really going to be interesting, Bart, how is this going to play out here in the coming weeks? Because if Bridges is not playing better, is it Alvarado who actually ends up taking some of his minutes?
Yeah, Alvarado and then McBride continues to get his regular
McBride
minutes.
Gets back, yeah.
I mean, Alvarado plays with that intensity. He's that agitator. What did he get like against Houston? Like 6 steals or 5 steals?
Alvarado?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen. The other night, I think he got 5, and then he's just a tough, gritty player that you love to have on the floor in a spot like the postseason.
We thought we were getting Drew Holiday. That's what we thought.
Fair.
When we got Bridges, we thought we were getting Drew Holiday, a guy that has the ability to hit the big shot, but is predicated on being able to make it a long day for the other team. Basically, we thought we were getting a version of OG Anunoby, but just a smaller version that's going to get guards while OG is getting the wings.
And it's turned out to be anything but.
Yep.
It's turned out to be anything but.
And we keep talking about how's Karl-Anthony Towns going to fit in. Well, how is Bridges going to fit in this system? How does he fit in this system? Because he looks like he's the 4th offensive option. And when you're the 4th offensive option, I mean, you get days where you may only get 2 buckets, 2 shots up, 3 shots up, 4 shots up. Like you're not getting 20 shots up as the 4th option.
All right, here's a couple of comments coming in on the YouTube chat over on ESPN New York's YouTube channel. Johnny Blaze, I think the problem you're having is that we're talking about New York Knicks, that we're ripping Cat. And we're talking about he's talking about in reference to Luka and Cat both complaining as much as they do. Listen, Luka complains plenty, but Luka is a much better player than Cat is. And then Baby Shaq, I don't blame Bridges. New York City and the Knicks is the problem. He doesn't fit New York. It doesn't feel like that to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
none of this feels like a New York thing with Cat or with Bridges.
Yeah, it's not at all. Especially, listen, Cat knows what's expected here. He lived there his whole life. It's not like this is something that's a shock to him, the culture. Like, he knows how Knicks fans are. He knew what to expect. It's just that he's not living up. You know, the expectations are so high. It's championship. Yeah. He was supposed to be a championship piece. Expectations are high and tough. When expectations are that high and tough, you know what I mean, it can rattle some people. It really can.
Well, tell me what you think of this. Jose in Brooklyn. It's interesting. Bridges was supposed to be Rip Hamilton.
Yeah. I mean.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Rip Hamilton coming off curls, mid-range game, coming off pin downs and coming off shooting points.
I can see that. Listen, it's just I can't get over how disappointing he has been. As far as tonight's concerned, I'm fascinated by the Harden and the Cavaliers situation. I can't wait to watch this because they've, up until the other day when they lost to Oklahoma City, they had won 6 in a row. Overall, they've won 12 of 14. They're obviously playing much better. The Knicks have the tiebreaker over them already, so this game is not important from that standpoint. They've already beaten them twice. But when it comes to Harden trying to fit into this system with Cleveland, How exactly is that going to work down the stretch if, as you pointed out, if you can actually get him interested in playing some defense or doing some things here and there where it's not even James just getting his, like he got his money. How motivated is he going to be to have this as a winning situation? Like they're one of these teams that has gone out on the James Harden limb, and these other teams have gotten burned so many times. And just because they already handed him $40 million, do they think they're not going to get burned?
Well, it was just him and Garland. It's just him and Garland. Garland, and it just was too small of a backcourt. It reminded you of like Dame Dollar and C.J. McCollum. And when they went against big guys, they just got bodied. James has the ability to be able to get guys in foul trouble. He's very crafty and smart. He's a better three-point shooter than Garland. And I think it takes a lot of pressure off of Donovan Mitchell, who's playing at a MVP level too. I don't think people was paying attention. He's playing at an MVP level too. I think he's averaging like 25, 27 or something like that.
I'll get you his numbers right now.
Yeah, so like he's averaging, and you know, all last year there's like, can Garland and Mitchell play well together? And the team seemingly played much better when he was injured. They were winning and playing better. So, you know, this is the only move that Cleveland really had, because remember they doubled down on Mobley. They made the big trade for Donovan Mitchell. So this is a team that's all in as well.
So for Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell right now is at a career high 28.6 a game.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That is a career high. A couple of years ago, he was at 28 and change as well. But you cannot deny how well this guy has played all season. So I'm looking at it right now. Mitchell, in his totals for the year, is shooting 49% from the floor, 37 from three, 85 from the line, and then 6 assists a game, 5 rebounds a game with 29 points a game. I mean, Mitchell's a special player. We knew this.
He's a super huge competitor, too. Very competitive dude.
Yeah. He's not a guy that – he's a guy you certainly would want on your side. And when I just wonder how that all works with him and Harden together. Like, what does that look like? And I'm super – I'm not going to say the Cavs play very much other than highlights since the trade.
I mean, it has to look well. I mean, James Harden hit the three-point shot, but he's facilitated. He's playing point guard. And it's weird because he's the 6'6" guy, and Donovan Mitchell is the 6-foot guy. But he's playing the shooting guard, and James Harden is facilitating, which was one of the best things that James did when he came here for Kawhi. Remember, Kawhi was like, you're the point guard.
Yeah.
And he was good at it. Just couldn't stay healthy.
A couple of the other comments coming in. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 6 times, shame on Harden's agent. Actually, Harden's agent's doing his job.
I mean, he's played well. He just doesn't come up big in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has been in the Western Conference. So maybe the Eastern Conference is the key for him.
Maybe, but are you counting on that?
You're not buying it?
I just want to see it. That's all.
I just know even a garbage can get a steak, and I know a blind squirrel finds a nut, and I know a broken clock is right twice a day.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Let's go to Muhammad out on Long Island next on ESPN New York. Muhammad, what's going on?
What's going on, fellas? Thanks for taking my call, man. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I feel like this cat take of him being the whipping boy for all of the Knicks' problems this season is very lazy, right? When last season he was, for most of the season, an MVP candidate, and the Knicks had one of the best offense in the entire league. But now they've switched the coach, switched offensive philosophy, and now we're laying all those problems at his feet when it should be Mike Brown's problem. You want to turn Cat into a back-to-the-basket guy who that's never who he's been. He's never been a play-through-the-physicality kind of player. So if you had the same offensive scheme that you had last year, you'd have MVP-caliber Cat. But you don't. So this is a Mike Brown problem more than I say a Cat problem.
He was not an MVP candidate last year.
Yeah, he was. Early in the season, he was MVP candidate.
Yeah, for most of the season last year, yeah, he was.
Before December?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, exactly. Like when
he had career numbers.
That's not MVP candidate. That's playing at a high level.
No.
But
for most of the season last year, he played at an extremely high level for most of the season.
So here's the issue, right? And I feel like a lot of the criticism from Cat basically comes against one team. It comes against the Pistons, against everybody else.
Well, a lot of it now is –
yeah. Because
you talk about a spotlight being on them when they play a team.
Yeah, the Knicks haven't lost a lot this season, but it's the teams that they lose to.
And
looks
how
like
they lose.
And how they lose, exactly. That's the reason why, like, the fact that he didn't dominate Paul Reed is like, come on, Cat. And like most people are alluding to, it's not even really Cat. It's really Bridges that is really underwhelming. Cat is still, if you look at his numbers, are still fine. You know what I mean? It's Bridges that's the disappointment, because a lot of these games, if Bridges shows up and adds a little 10 more points, I don't know what Bridges is averaging, but his shot attempts isn't up, his defense isn't up, right? So now, like, Bridges is supposed to be the stopper. You already have Brunson and Brunson and Cat that aren't great defenders, and then your guy that's supposed to be the great defender is the one that's getting broken down.
No,
and you can't depend on those guys to help you out. You're supposed to be the guy helping them out.
I'm not anti-Cat. I want Cat to do well. I just want to see a little more toughness. He finished last year third team All-NBA. Okay.
Yeah,
but
right.
Third team All-NBA is not MVP candidate.
But that's still fit. Yeah, that's how he.
It's really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking him for it. But when he says MVP candidate, you lose me on credibility right away.
No, he said at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, it was some speculation like, Cat has never played. Their offense was ridiculous. Their defense sucked.
No, I remember, but I'm talking about like April and May, or April when they're talking about MVPs in March. Like, they weren't talking about Cat. Anyway, that aside, I'm not denying that Cat played well last year, okay? But what I'm frustrated by is the same problems that continue to be the issue. And they seem very fixable to me, and maybe I'm being naive about them being fixable. The dumb fouls. Why am I being naive to say that that's fixable? The dumb offensive fouls.
And being defensive responsible. Last year what we saw more than anything is we saw Cat wasn't tied to the string in the defensive rotations, and you can see the visible frustration that Brunson, not even Brunson, but that OG and Bridges had. Like, he wasn't tied onto the string as far as being on that rope. That was the big narrative. I don't know if people remember. That was the narrative last year.
Now, listen.
Mike Brown has to take ownership of it too. It's your job. It's your job to get him where he needs to be. Get him in his spots, to demand that he's aggressive, demand that he gets back. If he doesn't get back, take his ass out.
It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Go there and subscribe and watch the show and leave your comments in the chat. I thought when I turned on SportsCenter this morning, it was 2017. Because
I thought we already covered this.
Well, no, I mean, we haven't covered it because of your take on this. Pacquiao.
Okay.
Mayweather?
Okay. When you said 2017,
what did you think I was referencing?
I thought you were talking about the Pistons-Spurs final.
Oh,
no. The Pistons lost in 7.
No.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm not going to fine you for that either. Joe Leo wanted me to fine you. How about that? Joe Leo, who we spent 20 minutes, kissing his you-know-what, wants to fine you for even mentioning that.
Whoa, man. Calm down, cowboy.
Yeah.
Joey Tough Nuts.
Well, the Pacquiao-Mayweather thing, they're fighting again September 19th. The last time was 2015. Mayweather turns 49 today. Pacquiao is 48. And I know you're going to have a strong opinion to this. Mm-hmm. But seriously, what are we doing? I am not going to pretend to be a big-time boxing fan. I am not. I am the guy that shows up when there is a big fight. And I know between now and then, something will happen where I will get sucked into this like a sucker. And, just like I ended up watching Jake Paul and Mike Tyson for some reason. Yeah. And I'm going to end up watching Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather both knocking on the door of 50, fighting. And what it says to me, and I know you're going to kill me on this, why do we have to go back to this well? Do we just have to go back to this well for the money and that's it? Because there's not enough other heat anywhere else in any of the names we have in the sport.
No, listen, we're coming off the Ryan Garcia fight in Barrios, right, which sets him up coming off of the steroid or the no contest, or he lost to Rolly Romero. The welterweight division is very healthy right now. You look at the fact that, now you have Devin Haney, who's already lost to Ryan Garcia, but it was reports that he had something from PEDs in his blood, so he turned into a no contest. But he beat the brakes off him and brought his power up. Didn't have any power against Rolly. Lost to Rolly on a double hook. You still have so now you have Secure Stevenson, Devin Haney. Forget the other cat. Rolly Romero, Barrios. You got the kid. Counter Ben. So you have a division there that's loaded and could be exciting. The welterweight division is the division that Hearns, Hagler, and all these young guys are fighting each other because they have to. And you got the prince of sports or whatever from Saudi Arabia Turkey
setting up the fights.
That's spending all this money. Yeah, getting these super fights. That's how Canelo and Bud Crawford finally fought. That was a super fight that did take place not too long ago. But the reason is, like, Mayweather is still a draw. Pacquiao is still a legend in the draw. And, it's like when Hearns and Sugar Ray. Remember Sugar Ray beat Hearns early and wouldn't give him a rematch for a very, very long time. And then they fought again late in their careers. And it was a classic. And Hearns dropped Sugar Ray like twice in the fight, but it still ended in a draw. And Sugar Ray later said that Tommy won that fight. That's what we want to see, because after the first fight that was so lackluster, we waited so long for Pacquiao to fight Mayweather, and Pacquiao didn't want to take the drug testing during the training. It's been allegations that Pacquiao, was a substance abuser, was a PED user, and now they both need the money. Now, with Jake Paul and Logan Paul making all this money, $100 million to fight Anthony Joshua, and people paying for that, they say, why not? At 48 and 49 years old, they're the same age. It isn't a discrepancy. It isn't like Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson. Like this old guy fighting this young guy, but this young guy ain't a boxer. These are two guys that at 48 should be able to be around, you talk about not what they used to be. They should be not what they used to be at the same rate. Right? That's why
I'm supposed to get pumped up by the fact that they're both on the same performance-enhancing drugs that'll get them ready for this.
Exactly, because listen, you know why? Because it's a fair matchup, so it should be entertaining.
They'll be on the same stuff, so it'll be fair.
Let me tell you something. The fight between Le'Veon Bell and Adrian Peterson was exciting, because they both were two guys, and Le'Veon Bell knocked out Peterson. Most people, when you think about toughness and stuff like that, you think about Le'Veon Bell smooth running. You don't think about the power. Man, he dropped Adrian Peterson. You think Adrian Peterson, big hands, everybody talk about the handshake, he would have knocked him out. It was a hell of a fight, right? So the fact that they're equal means that it should be entertaining. And the fact that, these guys, like Bernard Hopkins, I have to remind people, Bernard Hopkins beat Jean Pascal at 49 years old for a major title. So the fact that Pacquiao and Mayweather should be able to get in shape enough to maybe the pace ain't crazy, but Pacquiao So I don't know if you remember, after the fight, Pacquiao revealed or said that he needed shoulder surgery, that he went in there injured, and that's why he wasn't throwing the punches that he did before. So at 40 years old,
it was incredibly boring. That's what I remember.
Yes, because Mayweather just picked him apart.
And Mayweather just doesn't throw punches.
Yeah, but Pacquiao couldn't make him, couldn't cut him off and couldn't make him throw punches. But now just think, if what we're saying is true, if Mayweather slowed down, he can't keep Pacquiao off of him, because now he's going to have to fight because he doesn't have the stamina to move and sit in the pocket and do all that stuff. He doesn't have maybe the short area quickness to move and dodge and do all that stuff that he used to. So it means that they're going to probably have to fight. So listen, I'm here. I'd much rather see this fight than be worried about going to see some Jake Paul fight anybody. Watch him fight Nate Robinson. Watch him fight like MMA guys. Watch him fight Anderson Silva or something crazy.
But this is the problem. This is my problem. The sport doesn't have the next generation. And you can point to Shakur Stevenson or whoever you want. Like, these guys aren't cutting through enough to get my attention as the average boxing guy.
Yes,
not a diehard, just somebody that will get attracted to the big event.
Bro,
that's all.
I think, listen, the big events are starting to build. I mean, they just had the mega fight. The mega fight was Bud Crawford moving up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez, who's going to go down as a top 10 fighter who's conquered 8 weight divisions. So now you talk about Bud Crawford, who unified, who has been undisputed in 3 weight classes, never been done before, not by anybody ever. And he beat the biggest fish that was supposedly two weight classes above him. Now you got Errol Spence coming back. You have a lot of like fighters. Japan has this dynamic fighter like Pacquiao that has like a 98% knockout rate. Nin or starts with an N. Japanese.
I don't know his name, but I'll look it up during the break.
You got to forgive me for that.
I'm not even going to try to pretend.
Yo, he's top notch. But the welterweight division right now, with all these guys fighting each other, whether you talk about Frank Martin, who just came off of a tough fight, I'm excited to see Usyk versus Reese.
No, I get this, but you're a diehard. You're a guy that's invested in it all the time. I'm talking about the mid-level guy.
So you didn't tune in to Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford?
I did not. And it's not because I didn't know who they were. I certainly know who they were. But there hasn't been a fight in a long time where I had to make plans for where I was going to be. There hasn't been that fight in a long time. And
I would say it was.
It's not just a heavyweight thing, because I had high hopes for guys like Wilder, and
Wilder old
fall apart.
That was Wilder big, bro. I did Wilder's first interview when we was at the Fan. Remember? Mm-hmm. And remember Chernoff was all mad.
He came in with us.
Right. You know what I mean?
And
years
Chernoff
ago
was like, who the hell is this?
Right. Remember how long ago that was?
That's 8 years ago.
Right.
That's 8 years ago.
That's how long Wilder has been going on. Wilder is old news. Tyson Fury. Like, that's old news.
No, I know. My point is, that's the last time I was really paying attention. I really would catch my attention. And that faded out pretty quickly with Wilder.
But what I would say, Chris, that's a you problem, because I think the casual fans are tuning in. Hell, the casual fans was tuning in for Logan Paul and Mike Tyson.
Listen, I can't deny that I ended up watching that. And I just sat there hating myself for watching it.
I knew Mike,
knowing exactly what it was.
I knew something was very. Mike looked like that old man that wear the Nike, those blue and white Nikes that all the old people wear.
Yeah.
Like, Mike looked like he was like tripping. When I saw Mike with his ass out, I was like, oh man, come on.
No, I was there for the same reason every other person was there, just dying for a flash of the old Mike.
Well, especially now when you hear that this thing is rigged. Then, you talk about that as well.
Yes. It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Love to get this take on from fans as well at 800-919-3776. And also on the YouTube page. Listen, a lot of people are on me about this, saying that you don't, Carlin, you don't count. The Shakur fight was excellent. Okay, I get it. My point is, nothing's generating the heat that these fights used to generate. I don't have a Hagler Hearns right now.
No, that's because you was in. That's because you was in the fights. Now you're an old man that want to saying you're chilling with the dog going to Home Depot on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? You ain't up on the juice.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Calm down, cowboy. Joey Tough Nuts.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA Futures let you lock in your pick for who you think will go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit one entry for Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-568-2790. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-568-2790. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-568-2790 or biglou.com.
All right, let's get a call or two in on this at 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. Here's Jay in the Bronx on ESPN New York. Jay, what's going on?
Good, man. Thanks for taking the call. On this boxing match, you know, in sports, there's probably nothing worse than watching an over-the-hill boxer fight. The only thing that's worse is probably watching two over-the-hill boxers fight each other. This is what boxing usually wants to create so that they could get the casual fan to pay big money for pay-per-view fights that are usually stale. The reality as a boxing fan is the problem in boxing is when the greats, when they're great, they rarely fight each other. The fights that should have happened is Canelo against Benavidez. Wilder should have fought Joshua years ago. These are fights that don't happen because their legacies are fragile. You could become Errol Spence Jr. when he fought Bud Crawford in a second. So I never buy into these fights. I rarely pay for a pay-per-view fight unless it's really the big names, because usually the good ones are when guys are hungry and they're coming up and they're facing each other. A fight like this is really a money grab for two guys that have no reason to really engage each other because both of their legacies are intact, and both of these guys probably need the money. So what they're going to do is for 12 rounds, dance around each other, talk a lot of smack to build up the fight, and hug it out at the end because that's all that they're there to do, is make money off of the casual fighter, because fighting fans like me and Bart, we're probably not going to spend money. What they rely on is guys like Carl spending $50, $60, even $70 to buy this fight.
No, but the beauty of it, this fight's going to be free. It's on Netflix. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and Bart, it's 40 minutes that I can't give back in life. I'm not going to spend it watching this fight. I'm sorry.
But
even if it were free, I'm not doing it.
See, but let me tell you something. If this fight's in September, you know that even if the main event, the main event ruins it because of the audience that they know they're going to capture, the global market, because the King of Philippines and what their auras are, you know that the undercards are going to be what's worth the price of admission. Because those guys are going to be going for broke.
I mean, and I get that. And, usually the undercards are a bit better. But just from history of really investing in the sport, and look, combat fighting is the only sport that justifies, paying in order to watch it. If you don't have Netflix, or you have to pay for pay-per-view fights or what have you, I tend to try to stay to the young, hungry guys that are looking to get belts and build a legacy, and hope guys in the same era who are trying to fight for that supremacy, I really deal with those fights and I watch those. Guys that already were champions and they were gone for 5 or 6 years, I just, from the money standpoint and the time and the disappointment of watching these fight after the build-ups, I've been there before. I just prefer to remember them the way they were when they were great. So for me personally, I probably won't tune in.
Yeah, but what if they put Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence in his comeback fight? What if they put that as the undercard, which is basically the main event? Or what if they put some good matchmakers? What if they finally had the grudge match between Caleb Plant and Charlo right after he smacked him in front of his wife? What if they do one of those? What if they do Benavidez against Bivol? Then you're gonna tune in, right? And then you're gonna watch that as a consolation.
See,
it is. You have some major grudge matches that's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
You got Shakur. Shakur said he's ready to fight Ryan Garcia if he won. And he not only won, he won in great fashion, knocked the guy out. You know what I mean? You got guys calling each other out. You got Devin Haney, being called out by Shakur as well. These are all guys that's in their 20s.
So all right, but so listen. You think this is me? You think this is my not being a big-time fight fan, and I need to pay more attention to it because there are really good storylines here.
It is. I'm telling you, it's been beef going on for a while, and these guys are finally getting to the point where they're fighting each other. Now, if you throw Tank Davis into this, fight Shakur, that'd be something if he can stay out of jail. You know what I mean? You got Conor Benn. You just had a great fight where each fighter's fought, and they decided not to fight for a third fight. But this between Conor Benn and Eubank Jr. And what people don't realize or people talk about is their fathers fought and they hated each other in one of the most classic fights in England. Two black fighters that fought each other from England that had a beef fight. And his father showed up to the fight and they hadn't talked in years. And he beat him the first time, but then Conor Benn came back and beat him the second time. But now Conor Benn came over to the States and choked up Rolly Romero, who's a guy that has a hell of a punch, and they gonna fight.
But my problem is that none of these stories ever seem to cut through to the mainstream. Like, I'm looking for the fights to cut through to the mainstream because I don't get caught up in all of what could be really good stories, and I don't doubt that they are. But the big event is not there right now.
Well, Tyson Fury might come back and fight Usyk for the third time. He got beat 1,000 times.
Tyson Fury's gone for a few years now, and that's
no.
My point is the next thing's not coming.
He hasn't been going that long. He only lost to Usyk twice, so he took time off from losing to Usyk. Usyk has beaten everybody. He's a light heavyweight from Ukraine that has beaten everybody. He's a smaller guy, but he's knocked everybody else. He's knocked Anthony Joshua out. He knocked Tyson Fury out twice. Tyson Fury's 6'9". He's like 6'1". Knocked his ass out twice. Had him on the ropes. Killing. You know what I mean? And you're finally going to get – I think you're going to get he's going to fight Andy Ruiz, who's the guy that knocked out Anthony Joshua, but then got fat, got divorced, and lost all his money, came back to the fight the second time like Hakeem Rockman, 30 pounds heavier than he was when he won the title, and got his ass knocked out. I mean, and got his ass outpointed by Joshua. Joshua just lost his friends in a car wreck. Both his friends died. He barely died. He almost died in a car wreck like 6 months ago, and he's coming back to fight.
I mean, that's obviously a horrible story, and with him coming back to fight, there's going to be a big storyline around that.
And Benavidez, who they call the Mexican monster, who Canelo ducked and Canelo's considered the great only fighter that Canelo ever ducked was Benavidez. He called out Bivol and Benavidez.
Here's what I'm saying, man. Let me know when I got James the Grim Reaper Roper ready to go. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, but that was a great fight.
See.
I got you. You want a fight that's got great build up. But
Yes.
the thing is, these guys are not waiting for the build-up. They calling each other out and fighting immediately because the guy from Turkey, they don't even care about belts anymore. Guys are saying, I'm not paying the sanctioning bodies $100,000 just for the right to hold your belt.
Well,
I'm not
true.
giving you So now, guys, like Secure just won. He said, no, forget that. Take your belt. I don't need a belt. So now they had a Ring Magazine belt, which is the belt that you just win for being a Ring Magazine, and it ain't a sanctioning body that you have to pay to own the rights to the belt. So now you got, it started with Bud Crawford. When Bud Crawford beat Canelo, the sanctioning body, who wasn't even the sanctioning body for that fight, because he's their champion, wanted $300,000. He's like, what am I giving y'all $300,000 for? Like, nah, y'all can take y'all belt.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, there are some interesting comments that are coming out of the Combine today because a lot of the teams, their GMs and their coaches are speaking, and I'm going to have a couple for you in just moments. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, Michael K. coming up, top of the hour.
DraftKings Sportsbook puts you right in the middle of basketball's biggest star-driven moments. Bet player props, bet live, and when a game turns fast, DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player gets injured anytime in the first half, your bet stays alive. And once it settles, you still get paid in cash. That's built-in protection for star-driven bets. Backed by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WHSQ. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly with code WHSQ. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. 21 plus, New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Rich Eisen here. For small businesses, every hire counts, and so does your time. Hiring can quickly become overwhelming, from sorting applications to figuring out who's truly qualified. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps. It streamlines the process so you can focus on connecting with the right candidates, not managing the noise. Hire right the first time. Post your job and get $100 off towards your job post at linkedin.com/Eisen. That's linkedin.com/Eisen. Terms and conditions apply.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg is live from the Big East Tournament presented by Schweppes, Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, and Samuel Adams. Join THR broadcasting live from the Irish Exit inside Moynihan Train Hall for a Big East extravaganza. Big East legends Charles Smith and Walter Berry will join us on site as we break down the action and relive the glory days. All courtesy of Schweppes. Stop by beginning at 3 p.m. Enter to win great prizes and make the Irish Exit your headquarters when the Big East takes center stage. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Teas available at Bourbon and Branch and Taylor Pub. Must be 21 or older to purchase. Please drink responsibly.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, where you can go, you can subscribe, you can make your comments. We will get them into the show. Connor Pisano. Problem is that nobody knows any of these fighters you're talking about. I'm not going to go do a video archive deep dive to get up to speed for a pay-per-view fight. I think the thing that we didn't really address, though, with it, is the fact that a lot of this is now on Netflix. And if you have Netflix, you're not going to be paying extra for it.
No, it's free, right? And if you got the zone, it's free.
You're paying for Netflix, but it's free. It's not extra.
But you have you have the zone, so it's not like you're paying $100 every time one of these fights come up. And the thing is, if you're not up on these people, that means that you're not paying attention. You're not trying to, right? It's just like UFC.
But Hagler and Hearns and all those guys made me pay attention.
No, they didn't. Not at first. You know how long they were in the division before they fought each other? They didn't fight each other immediately. See,
so how did that
see, this is the problem, right? When we get it distorted in our memory of what happened and when it happened, right? Because all we can remember is the memory. We don't remember how long it took them to fight. We just remember that they fought.
Yeah, and I remember it was a classic.
Right, and that's the only reason you remember, because it was a classic. But you didn't see all the fights that they had. You know how many fights Hagler had? Hagler had 66 fights.
No, I understand that.
And you're only telling me about 4 when he fought Hearns, Sugar Ray. I think he fought Duran. Right. So what happened to the other 58 fights that you didn't fight? Were you hip on that then? No, you only remember those. So that's what happens.
None of these guys are broken through yet to make me pay attention. That's all.
Bud Crawford is a 3-division unified undisputed champion. If he ain't broke through, that's because you're not paying attention.
All right, I mean,
no, that what happens is, the fact is, back in the day, the reason why you paid attention because it was only 6 channels.
That might be part of it. That could certainly be part of it.
And you weren't watching all these other things that have access to all this other stuff, because the same route that they're taking, they're not ducking each other like when Mayweather was there. Like they're fighting like when he was Pretty Boy Floyd.
Well, but here's what I also know about Floyd. Okay, I'm bored every time I watch him fight.
That's fine.
I'm bored every time I watch.
That's because you're watching Money Mayweather. You didn't watch Pretty Boy Floyd. Pretty Boy Floyd was a different guy before he hurt his hands, that sat on his punches and sat in the pocket and fought and banged with people. We're not talking about going to see that. I'm talking about watching Shakur go fight Ryan Garcia, who's like a phenomenon. See, this is the thing. You don't know him. I guarantee you these young kids know him, because Ryan Garcia is a YouTube sensation. Ever since he was a kid, he's handsome like De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that's been through stuff. He's been kicked off, suspended for a year for steroids or PEDs. He's a handsome kid, you know what I'm saying, from L.A., speaks perfect English, Mexican guy, right? So the thing is, the young kids, you're not the audience no more. That's what you're forgetting. You're the old man. Like the audience, how old were you when you saw Hagler Hearns?
Oh, I was, 10?
Right. So the 10-year-olds and the 18-year-olds and the 20-year-olds are all in. This is great boxing for them. These guys not only have great careers, but they got great social media followers.
Why did that feel at the time? All right, maybe, listen, I think you're probably right about the fact that there's a lot more things to pay attention to now. But why at the time? I remember the build-up to the fight, and I remember the fact that, I remember plenty of fights that I have had to make plans for where I was going to be. That's
correct.
All, through my 40s.
But what I'm saying is, when the last time you even cared to go to a fight in Vegas, or cared to go to
I've never been to a fight, first of all. But I care to watch a fight, sure. And it's not that I don't want to go to a fight. I just have never done it. I want to do it. I'd love to see it in person.
But what I'm telling you is, these fights are sold out. Shakur just fought at Madison Square Garden. It was sold out to the Raptors. What I'm saying is, you're in a different place in your life.
I'm not the audience, is what you're saying.
Right, you're not the audience anymore.
I'm willing to buy into that, but
the audience are the young guys that's coming in. Hell, Clarissa Shields fought on Sunday in Detroit, and it was sold out, brought out by Bootsy. And these are 2 women fighting, and it was all that. The fight with Jake Paul and his fighter from Puerto Rico, they fought twice. Sold out, set records.
All right. Listen.
And they beat the brakes off it. I don't think one punch was blocked.
Maybe it's just, get off my lawn.
Yes.
But I want it to be good. That's the thing. I want to be interested in it. Maybe I just need to start paying more attention.
I'm telling you it is. Just ask Teofimo. Teofimo came out with the hip-hop dance group, was dancing and all that stuff, and got his ass kicked by Shakur Stevenson from Newark, New Jersey.
But all right, so how long ago is Prince Nassim Hamed? 20 years?
Man, Prince Nassim Hamed is dead. That's how long ago it is. Yes, he died.
I didn't
and he was
know
fat.
that.
Yeah, he died like 2 years ago at like 54.
So it's 20 years ago at this point that he was even a factor. But my point is, like, there were always guys who I knew were entertaining that were going to catch my attention.
Where have you been? Where have you been during the Tank era?
I have not been paying attention during the Tank era.
Right,
I'm not gonna
Tank has a 94% knockout rate. They call him Baby Tyson, like from Baltimore, Maryland, and he always fights his big fights in New York. Like Triple G just left, bro. Triple G and Canelo was one of the greatest trilogies in boxing. That was just 5 years ago.
Triple G and Canelo I know about. I know plenty about it.
But you didn't know about Canelo and Bud.
No, I knew about it. It wasn't. I didn't go and make plans around it.
You should have, because everybody thought that Bud was going to get his ass kicked moving up 2 weight classes, and he moved up 2 weight classes and made Canelo look average.
Meanwhile, my computer just crapped out completely.
It's okay. The show's over. Michael K. up next.
It's Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. All right, there are a couple of things that I want to bring up that have come out of the Combine today from what GMs are saying and from what coaches are saying as they are speaking. First of all, Nick Sirianni apparently said this yesterday. He said he could not make a guarantee that A.J. Brown was going to be back. He wanted A.J. back, and he says that A.J. wants to be back in Philly. Do you buy for a minute that A.J. will be in Philly?
I think they're shopping him, seeing what they can get for him, the compensation. If it doesn't make sense, of course they want him back. But I think they think that it's time to move on, and if they can get a haul for him at 28 years old, if they can get 2 first-round draft picks, and with this receiver being the deepest draft in a long time, the deepest position in his draft, of course he's expendable.
One other one here. I'll give you the one about Kelsey. Then there is the thing from a couple of weeks ago that we have talked about when it comes to Daniel Jones. It sounds like that they may just tag him at this point. If you are Daniel Jones, do you accept the tag, or do you need to get a long-term deal worked out? Because he played a little more than half a season pretty damn good.
Well,
but then obviously got hurt too.
Right, so you're coming off an injury. How many people are signing up to sign Daniel Jones to real money? So you talk about that franchise tag. That franchise tag got to be sitting at like $40-something million. I mean, if you would have told Daniel Jones when he was a backup in Minnesota that he would go to Indy and not only take over, they would sit down their first-round draft pick, but they would be trying to get a long-term deal to commit to you. It's only so many of these jobs available. And he know that he can play at a high level within this system. This team believes in him. He was having a career year. Why wouldn't you come back and say, all right, listen, whatever you have to do to figure it out, especially when you talk about Sam Darnold went and took $35 million or $30 million to go be the starting quarterback, and it worked out in the form of a Super Bowl.
2 others. John Eric Sullivan, who is the new GM of the Dolphins, with Tua. Everything is on the table, including a trade.
Yeah, and so it's on the table that $99 million cap hit you got to hit regardless. So you got a $99 million cap hit, and you're gonna have to eat it like Denver ate Buffaloes. Ate Russell Wilson's or Seattle. Well, no, Denver ate it.
Denver ate it when they got rid of him.
Right. So $99 million. They cleared off like $87 million off their books. Yet the dead money all the money they got off from Tyreek Hill, they looking to trade maybe Mika Fitzpatrick after trading for him last year from Jalen Ramsey. They're starting over from scratch.
Last one I'll give you. The GM of the Texans, Nick Caserio. C.J. Stroud trade speculation, quote, moronic.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
we're
we'll
not giving
see.
in on him yet.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's extension eligible. Let's see if you're gonna give him some money.
Listen, I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect him. After the last 2 seasons specifically, I shouldn't say I've never. I can't remember seeing somebody in recent years, after that really good first year, regress as hard as he has. Like it was a It was Christmas morning to the opponent in the playoffs.
He was Daniels. Jaden Daniels. Year one
after his rookie year. Absolutely.
Yeah. He was getting MVP. In the second year, got his offense coordinator fired after almost damn near winning the MVP as a rookie.
You know who's next? Michael K.
Oh, he's here today.
I don't know if he made it.
It ain't a cricket game we can put on for Michael K. So he can have 2 days off.
Did Michael make it to the studio today, or is he at home?
Hell no, Mike
He's
ain't
at
in
home.
no studio, bro. It's cold as hell. Ain't nowhere to park.
I understand that. It's Tuesday, so normally Michael's in on Tuesdays, and I don't think he's worried about where to park. There are certain people in place already to park his car.
Oh, that's right. He flies in on the magic carpet, Aladdin style.
He's choppering in and landing on the roof. It's Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.